Man, my share game weak.
Yeah.
I only got to copy the link and paste it to my page, bro. That's bad.
I was trying to do the same thing, man. Am I loud? Do I sound loud?
You sound good. You sound good, bro.
I think I'm loud.
So everybody, welcome to the
nice.
ProQuo Show. We're here.
That
again.
right there. That man right there. That man right there. That man. This guy right here. That's Quo. If you didn't know.
And that right there, that man right there, that's Pro.
Professional. Yes.
Pro.
Yes.
Welcome.
Yes, man.
So what's up, man? We've been grinding like superheroes.
That's all you can do, man. That's all you can do. You know, I had to come back with it.
I gotta show a little bit of that shirt, man.
I see what you got there.
Wifey got me that. I love that.
That's right? Really dope. Really dope.
The hat goes with. I gotta get that anyway. Yeah, you know, fashion.
Yeah, man. Who you got, Biggie or Tupac? Who's nicer?
Man, the first song I ever memorized was a Tupac record.
Was it really? What song was that?
Dear Mama, and I rapped it to my grandma.
Word. Yo, I want to shout out Epi, Steve, man. Thanks. Good looks on the mic. He was telling me it sounded all right.
Oh yeah, thank you, Epi.
See what he said? Right there.
Yeah, I just see that. Yeah.
Your mic sounds nice. Check one.
You know, I would say that just if I'm gonna pick catalogs and who I like to just like feel more like all the way around, Biggie.
Yeah.
But I can't negate my man Pac. I kind of fell out of love with him a little bit with the East Coast West Coast rivalry because I was a knucklehead. And I wasn't really into that LA sound too much. You know what I mean? I love Dre's production, but I wasn't too much of like a Quick fan, or you know what I mean? All the
I straight up I wasn't a big Pac fan. You know, people sometimes are like, what? You know, and like there's this, and it's like, yeah, it's not my cup of tea. You know, it never was. So I've never been a big Pac fan. I like him more now in retrospect. You know, the more I've read about him, the more whatever. You know, I didn't like him in his role as Bishop. That's what it was, man. I didn't like Bishop. You know what I mean?
I love Bishop.
I love that movie, yo. I love that movie. But yeah, I was just, man.
You know, my joint was Sunset Park.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Remember that? And I'll tell you what dude in Onyx. I can't even remember his name. Lord Fredro
Starr. Yeah.
Man, he owned that role, bro. He was really, really good in that. You know, and actually, you know what? I'm sorry, Pac wasn't in that. What was that other basketball movie?
I was gonna say, was that? Love and Hip Hop.
Love and Hip Hop was it? Yeah, when he had a scar in the face.
Was it? Wait, no, we're talking about the one with Poetic. There's Poetic Justice. There's Love and Hip Hop. There's
That's not. You're right. It's neither of those. It was the one when in the beginning the dude was
with Janet Jackson. No, that's Juice. That's Juice. It was DJ.
Juice up.
Yeah, Bishop.
It was a basketball movie. Help us out. Was it Love and Basketball?
It was Love and Basketball. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. But anyways,
catch up.
No, I wasn't a huge Pac fan. I mean, I you know what I mean. Like I said, I respect him, all that stuff. It's just like I like some of his songs. Like some of his songs, I was like, yeah, those are dope. But I wasn't, you know how some people are just obsessive, like Pac speaks to me. I get it. I get why he does, you know. Not trying to take anything away from him, just personally, you know, wasn't what I was checking for, you know. I was more into I was more into Biggie, but you know, even Biggie, I think Biggie's the most overrated rapper of all time.
Sorry. Yo, Above the Rim.
Yeah, Above the Rim. Yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
That's the one with Above the Rim is the one with Janet Jackson and Tupac. The one Love and Wait,
Above the Rim is that's Poetic Justice. Poetic Justice.
Poetic Justice is definitely one with Janet Jackson. Yes, but Above the Rim, who's in Above the Rim?
So Above the Rim it's Pac and the main kid.
Can't remember.
Was it Dwayne Martin?
LD put Above the Rim. Yeah. You know what's funny? People talk. I can never understand. Like, I have stupid recall for things, not for movies. And you know why? I've seen more movies than any human alive. So because of that, this is, by the way, we're just letting y'all know. You know what I mean? Like, when I was not out here, when I was in Boston, I lived at the movies. I mean, if there was a documentary, boom, it's what I did. It was my escape. You know, we all have a thing. Some play video games. My thing, when I was stressed out with music and all that stuff, boom, I'm at the movies. And it was my feeling of freedom that I could escape at 2 PM. I didn't feel like I was working for the man or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, yo, I'm going to the movies. It's 2:00. See ya. Summer, on and popping, like, all the time. I gave mad money to AMC, let me just tell you, and to Kendall Theater, man. Mad money to AMC. And I don't care, you know what I mean? I would just go in big balling and be like, yo, I'm going in by myself to most of the movies. Yeah, I go with my wife sometimes or exes or whatever, you know what I mean? But the real friends, but the real deal, go by myself. Nobody bother me. That's what I do.
Yeah. Look at LD dropping all the names.
I know. So I didn't see like 25 movies, you know what I'm saying? I said like 2,500 movies, so they're all like a big mess, you know what I mean? Like, so I love
back in the day. I was all into anything basketball, man. I love one of my favorites was White Man Can't Jump, bro.
Oh, Woody Harrelson, right? Yeah,
wow.
Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, Wesley.
I mean that was iconic. But,
and that Money Train joint they did, I love them together.
What was it? Who was it? He was saying you can't hear James. Was it James? Is that who he was saying? I can't remember.
Oh yeah, you can't hear
who the artist was. Yeah. But yeah.
What is this? Rosie Perez.
We're going to Sizzler. We're going to Sizzler. Yeah. I've had a few White Man Can't Jump moments at the basketball court a couple times. More so.
I did too after I busted my Achilles.
Yeah. I've had a few of those.
You're only going this high, bro.
Yeah. But most of the time, you know, it was like, you see, my thing is that I was telling you that I don't have a killer instinct.
He said Jimi Hendrix. That's who.
Yeah, Jimmy. You can't listen to Jimmy. Yeah, I don't have the killer instinct. Like, I don't care if I win or lose. I really don't. I don't care. Like, I'll go to the park and it's like, you know, some people go in the back. I'm gonna shut you down. I'm just playing the run. You know what I mean? I've always been like that. You get me real mad, maybe, or whatever, but for the most part, I don't care. You know,
I used to, if I
feel
missed
bad
a layup
when I beat someone, I'm like, oh, I feel bad I beat you. I'm sorry. You know, no killer instinct.
Same way, man. Yeah. I mean, I've definitely played it my hardest, but I didn't have any like Barkley in me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And if I missed a layup, I wouldn't take a water break. I'd be like, no, you missed a layup, bro. You gotta suffer.
I will say this though. I will say this. If there's anybody listening who goes to the gym at my corner here that I go to that's open 24/7, I do feel like walking out and screaming on all of them. All these dudes, right? 30 dudes, half naked, right? Playing basketball like all day long, right? And they sit on the court and they wait and they wait and they don't play. They go home because they play, you know, you stay on, you win, you stay on, you know. Now, the previous gym that I was at, we played, you know, like, it was like a 2-game max or whatever, right? And so more people would come and people generally wanted to play. This court, it's like there's 70 people in that gym who want to play, but there's 30 sitting on the court at any given time, and the same team gets there early. I'm like, y'all are corny. Y'all sitting around like you're holding hands with each other. Like, why are you coming here? You know. Now, if you go at 11 o'clock at night, you can play. You know, you play. I go at 11 o'clock at night sometimes, and it's like, you know, 15 people will play, and it'll be pretty much the same people playing. But the whole like, I'm gonna pick teams and you stay on. It's so corny. It's like, dude, you like coming for social hour to sit on the court and watch a bunch of other dudes sit there with their pretty sneakers. You know what I mean? And like, and talk crap all night long. And the same like 5 people will literally play all day because they come together. And it's like all the kids who play like, you know, on the same team together that only pass to each other. You know, and then you get on the court, and if you lose, and even if you're nice, they'd be like, we're not gonna take him. You know what I'm saying? because one of their friends has to go out, and then they don't want to be the
right.
person saying, "Oh, you can hit 4 threes," you know what I'm saying? And they don't care. So I'm like, I'm venting. That's why I'm seeing this extra skin right here. Because if I was in Cambridge right now, I'd be getting a little more extra run at the little CAC, you know. So anyways,
man, that's a crazy world.
It's COVID, man. So, you can't really be playing outside like you used to either.
What's been happening, Pro?
You know what? No, let's talk non-music, man. Music is boring. Boring. Yeah. I'm bored by the music talk, man. So let's talk non-music, and then we'll get into the music later. So
I like that.
Yeah, man. So what's happening is on the let's get into the real boring side, right? We're talking about boring is regular life, right? So regular life, it's been like 97 degrees like all the time, and it finally got a couple of days that are cool. But now I'm starting to think, yo, we're past mid-July now. And now, you know, your mind starts wandering and starts going, man, it's going to be August soon. Before you know it, you're thinking it's fall. We trick ourselves out of the summer. This is what we do all the time. It's a New England attitude, you know? Yeah. So I'm already thinking about that. And I'm like, and I'm at the pool today. I was like, oh, was it like, it was only like 87 today. Is it getting cooler? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, I'm psyching myself out. You're killing our summer. You know what I mean? So.
Well, you know, lucky for you, man, we had 3 weeks of rain.
Oh yeah,
I mean, it's been.
Let's let them know who we are. Bang.
Yeah, ProQuo Show. Yeah, man. You know, hey, things change. Things change, as we know, and the environment is certainly changing. I mean, I ain't never seen rain like this ever.
Have you guys got the smog yet from the fires out in the West Coast? Because we just had that for 3 straight days. So all the fire from the West Coast has reached out to here. That's you looking starry-eyed, so I'm assuming no, you don't have that yet, right? Tomorrow you'll hear about it. You'll be like, yo.
That's incredible. It reached, you saw it?
Yeah, it does it all the time with those crazy fires now. Like you said, climate change is crazy, right? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
That's an example.
Yeah. Now it's a big thing now. Every once in a while you get these major, crazy, ridiculous fires, and it's like, it's out of control. So, yeah, man. Let us know if you got fire coming into your area. Let us know. I want to know where you are, if the smoke, and what do you call that when it's not smoke, but it's in the air? Haze? I don't know what that is. Haze, yeah. Let's know if you're getting that.
Smog is not. That's from cars, right?
But I want to know. And by the way, if you're a Biggie person or a Tupac person or someone else, let us know who. But say why. Say why it's somebody else. You know what I mean? And if it is, don't just say, because I love them. You know what I mean? Like, we can all do that. But like, for instance, I was in this discussion the other day. We're talking about who's the greatest rapper alive. I was in one of these boards, and I was like, well, it's hard to not say Jay-Z's not the best rapper alive if you're going by accolades, right? If you're going by accolades and what he's done, right? Yeah. So, and you could even make an argument for him for skill, right? But then it's like, are we talking skill? Are we talking whatever? So you always have to define the parameters. So when I say, like, we talk the Tupac Biggie thing, I'm not talking about who had more hits or who had more impact or who's in more movies. Like, who's the better MC? Who would you rather listen to rap? You know, and then that even gets into, do you mean songs that they've made? No, I mean, who's a better rapper? You know what I'm saying? Who's the best MC you've ever heard? You know, outside of Quo, I'm going to go with, it's 2 people, man. It's 2 people that I think are ridiculously nice. One of them is in a heated MC battle right now. Did you hear about the little battle with Royce the 5'9"? You checked for that yet?
Royce? Oh, snap. Royce is jumping in.
Yeah, Royce got a little thing going on with my man. Oh my God, I just forgot his name. Someone tell me who it is. Who's Royce battling? Royce and what's his name? Kanye's friend there.
Prince something?
No. Super popular. He's not as relevant as he was 5 years ago. Come on, just forgot his name. Does it begin with an F? What the hell's his name?
I don't follow the battle circuit that much.
Someone's gonna put it up. It's not a battle circuit. He's just a super famous rapper. He's just battling.
But you're saying that they're in this. That's what they're doing. They're battling.
Yeah, it's on. They got 2 video online. Both of them are pretty nice. Lupe. So
Lupe Fiasco. Yeah.
Lupe. Someone just posted it. Lupe. I beat you. I beat you. Yeah. Bugs. Yeah, Lupe. I mean, Lupe's was nice. I mean, but Royce went on for like 1 million bars, of course, and he's just playing around. But I think Royce is ridiculous. I mean, Royce is just sick. I like Lupe a lot too, but I think Royce and Pharoah Monch are the most probably talented, like, major, like, people that are out. You know, I think Joyner's real nice too, but I get why people don't like him too, so I understand it.
All right, so I would say You took Pharaoh. I'm not going to say Pharaoh again because I believe he's one of the most when it
Yeah.
comes to flow and words. I would say Talib Kweli.
Talib's up there.
He'd be my choice as far as, you know, I love his content. You know, Most is there too. I mean, that's Black Star.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I mean, in terms of like alive right now, that are like their hearts beating. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think you got to, Most is definitely in that argument. See, I put Most above Talib, but I get
And
it. He's kind of taking
Andre
along.
too, 3,000.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous.
You know, yeah, and I don't think this. You know, to me, I never heard shade on it, but I feel like Big Boy's his lyrics too, man. He got some bars on him. You know,
or Fire Clouds travel hundreds of thousand miles. Yeah, definitely. Yes, that is what we're seeing right there. Everyone wants to run to the court. Yeah, no doubt, they really do. Check this out right here. See that comment? I was a bigger fan of Kane, but Big Style was right, and Pac's lyrics were deeper. Yeah, I mean, I'm the biggest Kane fan in the world, so tell me. But I mean, Kane's.
I like how he said that's really well said.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. Pac, deeper lyrics. Biggie Style was dope to listen to. If I'm at a party now, who I might want to hear rap, Biggie's probably in my top 10. You know what I'm saying? Like top 5, maybe my top 3. He's hilarious. His delivery is incredible, and even his lyrics are good. It's just
it's so difficult to pick.
Overrated.
I'm not too into that. If you could pick one, like everything is a mood for sure, and there's certain artists that I feel like, when you've got like, if I took the classic albums that I love the most and made a mixtape, that'd be cool, but I couldn't just put just one.
Yeah, I get you.
It's too difficult.
But if you had to,
but if I had to, exactly. If I had to, I don't. I mean, man,
I gotta
Biggie would probably be the guy.
Biggie would be the guy.
He probably would be, If I, with the catalogs as they exist.
Let me see how much of this comment I can get out here. So I'm going to throw this out to everybody, and then I'm going to share it. So we were doing a little contest. People have been sending us in album review commentary. So can't post because that one's too long. So let me try to shorten this. Let me
see what that. So I'd be saying, of the time, Tretch was underwritten, but long-lasting artist with hard, constant lyrics. Black Dot had some.
Did he say underwritten? Underrated or underwritten? He must have been.
I think must have underrated. Yeah. So Tretch for sure, and Black Dot. I mean, it's just there's so many greats. It's like you got Michael Jordan, you got LeBron, you got all these other greats. So it's too difficult to categorize.
Yeah. All right, so I'm trying to post this right now, but I guess it went in pieces. So let me try to put them back up. Okay, so these were we had a review from our man Matt. Shout out to Matt. I want to put the review on the screen. So this was the review of our album, because what it is leading to is I was going to have you pick your favorite song on the album. All right, so on the Instant Brotherhood album, you got to pick one. So right now, here we go. This is what we got in from our man Matt. He wrote, Bro, I'm speechless. It's amazing. It's a golden era record. Brings me back to when the samples were funk and jazz from the 60s and 70s. They don't make them like that anymore. It reminds me of iRock. Shout out to iRock from Boston. iRock beats. I absolutely love it. You hit hard on tracks like Final Fire, Gravity Chandeliers, and Baggage Claim. Those are fun, funky tracks that bounce, but there's like a laid-back, syrupy quality to some of these tracks that I love. New Bap, even Devil's Dancing, though it has a different vibe. And let me get to the next part. So let me try to post the next part. Though it has a different vibe. Okay, there's different vibe. Let me delete that part. Let's see if we can get this in there. Nah, it's kind of weird how it's chopping it up. So a different vibe. Did that come through? Well, we're gonna get part of it. Okay, let's try this part. Stereotype, bye. They're so chill. The tracks of the summer for real. Those really speak to me, have me grooving. I feel like you took the beats and cadence you normally have and slowed it down by a smaller multiplier of RPMs. You still spit fire, though, when you want to. Like it's you. I can tell it's you. I hear you, but it's like if Lyrical moved to Houston but kept it New England. It's dope as hell. You've definitely evolved or morphed to meet Quo style. Quo crushes it, too. It's great. trying to see where the next piece of this. Can't really find how to do this. It's great. Let me go up to that and then delete again. It's great. Boom. Sorry, the suspense is. You know what I really should have done? I should have just taken the post right here and just shared it on the screen. Let me do that. That'd be smarter. Let's do it.
I'm trying to keep up with these comments, guys. We're doing. It seems like it's going pretty well.
Yeah. So this is where he wrote. So here we were. He said we're up to where it's great. Let me make that bigger. You see that?
I have to blow my screen all the way up.
How about that?
Yes, I did. Yep.
All right. So wherever he said great.
Crushes it too. It's great being introduced to a new artist, new to me.
There you go.
With talent. Yep.
Keep going, bro. Okay. I love it, brother. I want to say it's the best thing you've done, but I can't say that. You've put out some really dope music over the years. Infinity was and still is the greatest record I've ever heard. Woo! But it's still in the same stratosphere. The synth and Grandma Stories is off the chain. The speed difference and dive in it, absolutely ridiculous. Like candy to the ears, taste buds. I wasn't nothing. Final Fire, dive in at New Back Grandmas. I can't pick a favorite. I love them all. I love how you keep trying new things and pushing the envelope. Wow, where can I buy this? I need it. LOL. He sent me some more, man. Shout out to him. He was like, yo, he's like, I can't wait to be barbecuing out and grilling out with this in the yard. He's like, I listen to Infinity every day. I'm like, yo, man, stop. You're killing me, man. Killing me. This is much appreciated. Yeah, man, it's important to let us know because we got the same kind of thing as most you do if you're artists. We always want to hear the feedback and want to know what's resonating. But I'm asking Quo. I'm putting Quo on the spot right now. Quo, you can only pick one record off the Instant Brotherhood album, and you got to come up with something, my man. And you got to give us.
I got this dice right here that got 15. Oh, hold on, let me see.
You got what?
I got this dice right here. It's got 1 through 15.
Yeah. That's a cool dice.
I'll say Chandeliers.
Ooh, he went to a quick. I was gonna say, let me do this too.
I started thinking about it as soon as you said it. I already knew. I was gonna say Final Fire, but
so here we go. To refresh the memory. So we got Final Fire, Freedom Corner, Stereotype, Gravity, Dive in It, Instant Brotherhood, Grandma Stories, New Bap, I Wasn't Nothing, Chandeliers, He Praised, The Devil's Dancing, Baggage Claim, Apologize, and Bye Bye.
Even more live remix.
It's definitely a mood thing for me too. Like Chandeliers is definitely up there for me in terms of just the joint I like to listen to. Devil's Dancing is definitely like there's no flaw with Devil's Dancing. You know what I mean? I love Baggage Claim. It's a lot of fun. It's one of the first records we did. Was the first record we did, right?
First, yeah. I remember writing the verses of like, yo, so crazy.
Yeah.
And then Instant Brotherhood was number 2.
Instant Brotherhood for me might be my favorite. And it's funny because we never share this with people whenever they're asking for a record, whenever they're asking for like what songs do what. Instant Brotherhood for me, it's not because it's a title track, it has nothing to do with that. I just love your intro and how you sit. I mean, it's interchangeable with Final Fire as like an intro record. You know, this is like the second intro. And it really it has no hook, which
we used to have that as the right. That was at one point.
Yes, it used to be the intro. Time. Yes, it has no hook. It's short and sweet. It's 2 minutes and 28 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So it's just for me, it really tells you about us, and I don't know. It's just something about that record that does it for me. So
yeah. Let's see it too.
I haven't heard iRock's name in a minute. Yeah, man, iRock's the man.
Right. Erica got something to say too.
What's that?
She says here, there you go. If DMX was still alive, I would say he was the greatest. He always kept it real and wasn't scared to do poetry. Very true. He showed to keep pushing in my life. May not be the best with money, but always preached about believing in self and God. Anyone else who's alive, I don't know. I would agree. Jay-Z too. He teaches about investment, etc. Gives you knowledge. Perfectly said.
Yeah.
What are you bringing to the game? You know, that's what we talk about a lot, actually, Erica. Like, subtract music. You know, who are you? What's your flag? As our man Tommy Jackson said, right?
Shout out to Tommy, man. Tommy's the truth.
First note, play. What are you doing? What do you represent? And I think that people that have that what inspires you. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got someone in the back. I'm not sure if it's
that's right. That could be Victor. Is that Victor?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. You want to bring him in right now?
Yeah, definitely. Bring him up.
All right. I don't know if he's set to go, but Victor, if you're hearing us, we're bringing you in. I don't know if your camera's up and running or whatnot.
We'll find out. But yeah, Victor. Actually, his friend Donna hit me up. He's like, "Yo, you got to get in touch with Victor." And Victor, he's out of Boston, and he does a lot of stuff with interviews on his show and stuff. So next Saturday, I'll be going to the studio with him, and
I just stuck him to the back because this thing is spooling.
Yeah. He was leaving the studio. So
yeah. Once you get a better connection, man. If you ain't hearing me, we'll try to get you on through. But keep on. I'm sorry, my bad.
Oh yeah, so next week I'll be doing an interview with him in Boston.
Word up. Cool, I'm looking over at our people out on LinkedIn. Shout out to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is up and running. LinkedIn's a funny animal. You know what I mean? You never know if there's like the people checking for live stream shows because it's not typical, you know. But it's starting to happen a little more and more. We've been shouting out Clubhouse. If you're not on Clubhouse now, you got no excuse because you don't need an invitation. So anybody can get on Clubhouse. So wonderful.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you're not rolling with the movers and shakers this week, Jay Cruz. Are you too busy doing business? Is that what it is? Are you?
Yes. So I appreciate the knowledge.
Are you? Yeah, man. So look. We're gonna put it right here. Clubhouse open to all. Bang. You can even hear me typing it. That's the word right now.
Man.
So just again, if you have not checked out Clubhouse, we just want to remind you what it is. If you are, maybe you can give us some testimony if you're feeling what Clubhouse is doing for people out there. But Clubhouse is it's like this, right? But you wouldn't see video. You just hear us talking, and you would immediately be added to the stream, except it's just an icon of you, right? And then you can click the icons and read the people's bios. So you just connect, and it's a networking kind of thing. And there's a lot of people talk about anything. They talk about ridiculous stuff. They talk about music industry, but the algorithms, like most of these things, it kind of shows you what you're following, you know? So if you follow Pro Quo and a bunch of rappers and stuff talking lyricism and music industry, that's going to be what's in your feed, you know? There's like millions of people on it. But when it first started out, you know, it was for a point, it was real exclusive, you know, and you had to know someone to get on. It was only for Apple users. I get on when it jumped open to you know, when you were able to get on Android, and you know, Jay and his dad were telling me about it. My wife was telling me about it. She was on it all the time, you know, and she ain't on it as much now because there's a lot of garbage that you have to like filter through. You know what I mean? And everybody's pitching you something. Everybody's got a sales story. But if you find your little niche and, you know, try to get in with the people that are similar minded, it's amazing. You meet people from around the world. You just post a question and basically start a room, and you could be like, yo, Biggie or Tupac, you know, and there'll be 20 people in there in a few minutes talking about it. If you got an issue, you know, how do I start a live stream show? Boom. You know.
Yeah, and you know, there is some ratchet, but for the most part, yeah, you know, I mean, best thing to do is hang out in the audience before you go up into the room. You know,
just
check the vibe.
You know what would be a dope idea? We should do this right now if we can do this. I'm gonna open mine, right? And you should open yours, and we should see what the difference is between the stream that you're looking at. So in other words, we can read to you what our hallway looks like. So the hallway is where you see what the different rooms are, right? So it's like this, and you see different rooms. I know that's really hard to see with the light, but you basically scroll through and you see, okay, I want to find this room or this room. So Jay, what's your first room that shows up?
Trick Daddy Music review. Let's see who's hot. Tune in.
All right. Mine is open mic poetry. All genres welcome. Next.
That's my second one.
Okay, I got rap battle. Who wants smoke? This is the one I was telling you about. We got to go in later, right? So rap battle with a lady in there who's in a bikini. Her icon is she's like sitting out in a bikini, all looking fly or whatever. So she has got like millions of followers because what you look like does actually add to how many people follow you. So she's got 327 people in this rap battle room that I'll go in later and destroy everyone in. We have I'm only partially kidding. It's what I do. MBK Entertainment, new music. Oh, I'm sorry, I went two. I didn't hear yours. What was yours?
Play a fire song on NJ's #1 Time to Grind Radio with I Am Big 7.
All right. New music Friday with blah blah blah.
Friday fire, pull up and vibe.
Trick Daddy music review.
Oh, there you go. That was the one I had first. Music,
Next.
performances, movies, and entertainment talk. EP 13.
Producer, artist, hang. Play us your best tracks. See what I'm saying? We have different, slightly different, but they're very similar, right? So keep going.
Then we got live TA, BTC, and ALTs. Rational AF, so Bitcoin stuff.
I'm going to give you the shortened titles of these. Play a song on NJ's #1 radio. Next,
Rap
what do you got?
battle. Who wants smoke?
Wealthy men connect with beautiful women. And there's, by the way, take a guess how many people are in that?
500.
Nah, 196, but that's a lot of people, right?
Yeah,
the average room has like 15 to 20 people in it, right? So maybe 30, but
next Clubhouse icon.
Me too. That's next for me. And that's about I got time to exhale, leave your stress outside. What do you got next?
Pull up and kick it over here.
48 laws of power. What do you got next?
Is your music marketing strategy working? Yeah, no.
He's gonna be on the show in a few minutes too.
Yeah,
weekend live concert. Let there be love. Next.
How to let go of the past and celebrate life.
Share your story in voice.
I can't speak the Asian language, so that's the next one I have. Let there be love.
Thomas Sowell and Insta Life on Clubhouse Conservatives. All right.
I guess I remove people out of rooms now.
That's my next one too. My next one's untitled. Then that one after that says Entrepreneurs Lounge, Grown and Sexy.
Trials to triumphs. Do you have a true vision or false vision?
All right. We should tell people too, there's names of houses, the people that run the thing, right? So the name of this house is the Black Brotherhood, and it's called 3 Minutes, whatever that is. Next.
Yeah, this one's creators first. Find your superpower.
Systems change. A perfect role for everyone in a solar punk future. Yeah, see what I'm saying? You could be on here literally all day. It's like the Pro Quo Show times a million, right? I mean, and it's like, so the question is really, why are you watching the Pro Quo Show right now? You could be on Clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? You could be on there.
Wow.
You know?
Man, he's telling some truth though.
A little bit of truth. No, but for real, I mean, of course you should be on Pro Quo Show. But I'm just saying.
The thing is, you can always go back to it. You know what I'm saying? You can't go back on Clubhouse is like here and gone. They don't save nothing. It's not recorded.
Well, it can be. It can be recorded.
It can be, yeah. You got to get permission from everybody. Though.
Unofficial, official sponsor, Clubhouse.
Unofficial, and also the most official, unofficial.
Oh wait, what do you got? Oh,
thank the Lord. I was out of my audio interface for a couple of days.
That's how we both get down, baby. That's how we both get down, baby.
Yeah,
tell them what it is, man. Tell them what it is.
So it's an audio interface. It is the Scarlett 2 in, 2 out, 3rd generation by Focusrite. So I went with this model because I had a Focusrite before, like a bigger version. And it's so condensed now. It's beautiful. But the thing, that thing lasted for years.
Yeah,
I never had not one issue. But what happened was I had it plugged in when I restarted my computer through the Thunderbolt or Firewire cable. And you're not supposed to do that because it can corrupt the driver. And that's what it did. And because the thing was so ancient in tech world, they stopped updating the driver. So I couldn't get the driver. And I had Sir Henry. I spelled
unofficial wrong, by the way. But, they weren't paying.
We know what it is. I've already had like 6 different people reach out and saying, we want to sponsor you.
I know. I get that too. And I'm like, well, we haven't really sorted it out. We haven't sorted it out yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're coming. They're coming, people.
Yeah, man. That's the Scarlett audio interface, man. We repping hard with them. So I've had, I haven't read the directions. Honestly, I've used it a couple of times, but I'm not using it right now, which is why I was able to hold it up with no wires. But my other little trusty one is okay. I got no problems.
You haven't had no issues as of right now, man.
Yeah, the other one actually only cost me like $80 actually, because I bought it in a package, and it's a lot better than 200. Basically, or one. Actually, you know what? I got the Guitar Center hit me with the 169 price too, and then I actually did the coverage, which I never do. Mathematically, I just want to put this out there. This is Math with Pro. Okay, we haven't done the section in a long time, but we unofficially go on Math with Pro right now. Is that in fact? I'm trying to change the thing here. Hold on. Math with Pro. All right, so here we go. All warranties are mathematically set to be at the price which it doesn't make sense for the store to offer it, meaning that's the price that it's set at. So of course, I could have said that better. the price is mathematically set so that it does make sense for you to buy it from the store, is what I'm saying. In other words, the probability is against you that there would ever be anything wrong with it for the length of time that they're offering it for. In other words, that price would be set so that the exact probability of when something's going to go wrong with it would be cheaper for you just to buy another one. Because let's say there's a 1 in 5 chance of it breaking, that price would be set at a price that makes it better than you doing that times 5. In other words, you pay for that warranty times 5, you could buy a new one, right? So they set it at a position where it doesn't make sense for you to buy it. So every time you're buying a warranty, just know that mathematically the store is saying you shouldn't buy it, right? Or because they're not in the business to be your friend. It's not like they try to make it that way. Like, oh, this is such a great deal. You should. No, of course not, right? They wouldn't make money if they broke at the appropriate rate. It's the same thing with insurance, but insurance, when you're talking life insurance and home insurance, it's such a big ticket item that you can't mess around for it. But when you're buying something that costs like $200, it doesn't make sense to buy a warranty. It just doesn't. It doesn't make sense.
I didn't get the warranty.
Yeah, and I'm saying I did, and I know that it shouldn't. Only reason is because like there's so many things that can go wrong for me, i.e. this, right? Like water could fall on it, right? The last one zapped out a little early. I don't feel like having to run down to the store and go shop and compare again and find a different brand other than this one. It's just like, let me get this, right? So it doesn't make sense, but I did it. You know what I mean? So just want to throw that out.
Sometimes, that's what.
Yeah.
So let's see these comments too. Nas is still keeping lyrics nice, like cryptocurrency and all that. Yes. Jay is becoming more family and life. So true. Yes. Don't pitch contract.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what that's about.
That's a link to some music, probably.
Yuri, cool. We're checking for you, man. Someone right now is remembering that. They're remembering. Oh, YouTube /B capital A Z0 DUY 4VV2A. Yo, Yuri, if you want to spam us, you should use the tiny URL or some kind of thing like it and just be like, check Yuri. Then we'd remember that. So let me show you how you do it. You do it like this. You go tinyurl.com/ and then you go like Instant Brotherhood promo. That's a good one, right? Or you could go with this one. You could go, this is a really good one. I like this one. Final Fire video. Bang, right there. That'll take you right to the Final Fire video. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, someone's going tinyurl.com/ Final Fire video. Right? Mm-hmm. You can do Final Fire song. I think it might take you to Spotify. I can't even remember. There's a Pro Quo one, which I used to go to the whole album. Right? So,
yeah.
All right.
Oh, look at who dropped in the comments. Donna, what's up, girl? Yeah. So she says, good evening from Toronto. All my Canadian folk, stand up. Jay, were you trying to get Victor Santiago on your show? Yeah, he was in here. But he had some.
He was in 2 minutes ago, by the way. He just jumped in. He's gone. I just looked down again, so I was going to try to bring him in. I'm not seeing his video show up, so until he shows up, I won't know that he's working. So
yeah, we got the kind of spinning.
Wait. Fly. If you were here, I'd be muting you right now. You just wrote, and you know I would. You wrote Big Daddy Kane was special. Did he die, dog? No. Big Daddy Kane is special. Very special.
I gotta get. Did I get Fly the link? Did you get Fly the link?
No, I'm not gonna give it to him now. I mean, now he's talking like. Nah, I didn't give it to him. You always hit him with the link, don't you?
No, I was running behind today, so
I should have.
Victor said he's trying to get in, so that's cool. Let me try to find you, Fly, somewhere up here.
Bill Goins, hey Quo Pro, I finally found you, and you all sound great. Cool, except don't forget, up, Bill. Pro Quo, not Quo Pro. Right. It's that Quo Pro. Okay. Hey,
Bill going such a great man.
Hey, Bill, we're gonna play a song just for you right now. We're gonna play that Instant Brotherhood, and Instant Brotherhood is the title track on the album. It doesn't have a chorus. It's short. You'll know what Quo's about and what Pro's about. All right.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play that for all of you right now. Sit back, relax.
I'll get to that link, bro.
Enjoy the next 2 minutes and 28 seconds. We're going to hit you with some Instant Brotherhood somewhere. I don't know where I put it, but it's up there somewhere. Here it is. Instant Brotherhood, baby.
Woo.
Yo, what's up?
What it is.
Instant Brotherhood.
You already know.
People stop believing in that kind of thing, though. You know what I mean?
True indeed.
You create your own fate, see. Remind myself I'm only good as what my tapes be. Been rhyming over rhythms for a while, it's one take beat. Dialing up the FaceTime, the purest MC. Wildin' over here, surviving presidency. Lifestyle changes all for things we can't see. You all covered up, I'm unclothed, all free. Now I wanna come and lead my sons the energy. Physical flaws testify the best breed. Intervals pause, time to keep it OG. My essence too deep, no sleep, too identical. Forgot unique, lost sight of the general. You hear cruising, go to church all week. Rain fire over each one of these beats, no cheat. Hip hop election here. Pro told me that my lyrics like the best of years. Say cheers.
Yeah, that there, that's my brother though. True fam, same vibe, different mother though. Sick for years, no tears, never suffered though. Immunity, split from the herd, we the buffalo. Y'all haven't heard, take the word, but discover though. Once Doctor and a beast come together, Mark Ruffalo. The upper blow, out the east, blow the cover though. And nine superstitious, but I'm bumping Stevie Wonder though. If we receive them keys like Khaled in the same keys of life, could we harmonize the ballads? Y'all know the skills from the superficial battling, but once we dig through the depths, it gets staggering. True swag is on the end, had to master it. The reciprocal superficials just masking it. See pro, then you see my glow. See crews, each others, we them CEOs, my brother.
And there it is, folks. Instant Brotherhood title track. I love that record. Great story. Donna's saying also wants to get her artist Mo Hart React on the show. Definitely have him connect with me on Facebook. Message me. Also the Pro Quo Show at gmail.com. You can email us there as well. We love all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so everybody appreciate the love. I know Victor's trying very hard to get in here. I got a text message from him. Do you see him in there, bro? No, I don't have any. Oh, I got your audio. There we go. Yeah, so I'm trying to capture all these comments too, guys. I'm trying not to miss any. But man,
that sounds even better in stereo. You all sound nice. Thank you, Epi. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much. Yeah,
Bill. Thanks, Bill.
Get that quick. Get that ASAP. You can get it on all platforms.
That's my brother, though. Yes, you
True
can.
fam.
Same vibe, different mother, though. Sick for years. No tears, never suffered, no immunity. Split from the herd, we them buffalo. Y'all haven't heard? Do you know what's
Take
next?
the word, but discover
though. Once Doctor and a beast come together, Mark Ruffalo. Ooh, once a doctor
the upper glow.
Wait. Once
let that resonate.
And a beast come together, Mark Ruffalo. Fly nose. Even with his Big Daddy Kane talk. Fly nose.
Oh, there he is. What's up, brother Fly?
I have one question, man. How do I get off the pros most muted list, man? What is going on, man? How is he trying to mute me and I ain't even on the show, bro? What is going on?
Hey, John,
that's a new low. That's a new low.
That is, man.
I muted you without you even being there.
I don't know what happened. It was because you talked about a basketball game, man. Look at that.
What? What are you talking about?
All I was implying that everyone has their prime, bro. I mean, I'm sure you can agree with that.
Oh, I didn't even see this. Did he say something after that I missed? Was he talking Big Daddy Kane smack?
I got muted last time about the Boston conversation.
It's been all
down.
I thought you went there again. I was like, did you say something else? Like, I was like, was it a Kane and Celtics thing? All right, that's a whole new low.
I just seen people dropping names on rappers list, man, and it's just for me, it's hard to overlook Big Daddy Kane, man.
There you go, man.
Kane was his style, and his lyricism, bro. Man,
Wait. Let's do this right, because I'm not about muting people when they talking that good stuff. I'm about speak your piece.
Expansion.
Say that a little more clear.
So apparently, I got the magic word, man. If I want to get unmuted, I need to mention Big Daddy Kane. I figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
I got the cheat sheet, man.
That usually does it.
I got the cheat sheet, man. But no, Kane, man, his lyricism and his style, man, even his delivery was so.
What's his was stuff, man? Come on, man.
Because I hadn't heard him rap, so I don't know what he could do today. I'm talking about almost 30 years ago, at least 30 years ago, right?
Okay.
And so I'm just saying because all of his music is it's past. So it was special though to me. And I was a youngster, man, when I first started this. I mean, hip hop was getting popular when I was born. I was born in '87, so I kind of didn't get to hear early Big Daddy Kane.
Oh no, what's that? Uh-oh. What happened there?
Let me find you. Where are you?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I just can't see you.
That was interesting.
I think could have just been my Wi-Fi.
Do you see is Fly there?
Nah, Fly's gone, and so are you. Hold on. I'm gonna hit remove for you, and then come back in. Yeah, that worked.
Wow.
So I had to remove you, then add you, but Fly totally left out. See, that's what happens when you put those Big Daddy Kane words in the air, man. You gotta
dropping the mic.
You gotta be really careful. You know what I'm saying? There's my man Big Heck. Big Heck. No one else can start a rhyme with That's exactly true, man. That's what I'm trying to tell him, man. I'm trying to tell him. Yo. But
Big Daddy.
But yeah, it's like Big Daddy Kane is, I mean, he's insane. But yeah, I get it though, because he hasn't really dropped anything recently. In fact, I was just looking up what's the last thing Big Daddy Kane's dropped. So let's take a peek here. Let's go over.
That just happened too.
Let's go. We got Big Daddy Kane. I mean, he does a lot of features, you know what I mean? So it's like all hip hop. Big Daddy Kane, The Legend, full album, 2021. Let's see what's on this. You hearing it, right?
No, but I wouldn't play it so we don't get shot. I don't want to get blocked. It probably ain't a good idea to do that.
We probably already did with just those 4 seconds. Yo, oh, you didn't hear the audio though?
Oh, nothing came through.
Oh, cool.
Came through.
That was dope too. I hadn't actually heard that. Hold on, let me listen to it myself. Oh, I see what they're doing. Ooh, this is some new Kane. I gotta go listen to what that's all about.
Okay. Yeah, I've been seeing him up, man. He's definitely showing up. He hasn't gone nowhere. His presence is bigger for sure.
Yeah, definitely. He's nice. I mean, his live show is ridiculous. I think he's one of the best live performers in history. In terms, you know, you got to throw Dougie Fresh in there and put stuff. Yeah. But
Epi, that is the name of it. It's Pro Quo Instant Brotherhood. And I mean the title. You know how I say, you create your own fate. See, remind myself I'm only good as what my tapes be. Been rhyming over rhythms for a while. It's one take B. Dialing up the FaceTime, the purest MC. Wilding over here, surviving presidency. Lifestyle changes off of things we can't see. You all covered up, I'm unclothed, all free. 9-1 currently, my son's the energy. Physical flaws testify the best breed. Interval pause, time to keep it OG. My essence too deep, no sleep, too identical. Forgot unique, lost sight of the general.
Yeah.
You hear crews and go to church all week. Rain fire over each one of these beats, no cheat. Hip hop election here. Pro told me that my lyrics like the best of years. Say cheers. That's what we do on the Instant.
Yeah, bro. Yo, I'm gonna give him a little verse, man. I never do a live verse on the show. I don't think I've ever done a live verse like with beats.
Not yet.
Ooh, what do we got? We got some Royce the 5'9". I was talking about Royce earlier, right?
Royce.
How's that sound? Yeah.
Sounds good, bro.
What should I rhyme about, Jay?
Rhyme about being a superhero.
Rhyme about being a superhero. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like a superhero, but not Robert De Niro. I'm clear though. Every time I come through, they cheer, yo. I see my man fly right there. He returns, yo. He's grabbing on his face like he's touching sideburns. Yeah, you know I learn as I go and I improve. I show improve like Big Daddy Kane used to do. He would say used to, but I would say still do. I'ma play a new song and make it fresher than mildew. See, and mildew's not even fresh, so it's not even hard to love that bar, I guess. Yeah, I'm reading Andre Davis saying BDK still got it. I can't see what's after that, but I'ma read it. Oh, it's go. Of course, you know I float over every beat like Kane does. Of course, I got a moat in my front yard. I'm lying, that's like some alligator souffle. I didn't want to say it wrong, so I had to play the beat back. And yo, I flow like a slee stack. Back in the day, you know I beat that. Beat the heavens, mercy. You guys want to rhyme in this beat after me, but don't be too thirsty, because it'll be off beat because the sync ain't on. That's too bad, I got it going while I'm blinking on. I'm looking at people, I see them right there. They don't even care, freestyling like I got no hair under the hat. It means I'm strictly off the head. Yeah, my head right now is right where the THE is. I'ma lower it a bit, and I'ma bring it up over here, just over the tip, like Q. You see the TH and the E, all we need is a W, so I'll be almost through. I take the R from pro and bring it back like that, and then it say ProQuo, and that ain't really that fat, so I'd add the show. On the end, we gotta go, flipping and ripping the show. Nobody has ever been able to come with the type of lyric rainbow. I think I meant to say LeVar Burton show, but I'ma bring it back to the roots in case you didn't know that's the same person. With no rehearsing, I tell them pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Of course, you're certain that was Wizard of Oz. Quo was talking about it just yesterday. Yes, he was. He was saying how his daughter listens to it and she knows all the songs, and I run right through it like a river does. And yo, of course, I make them shiver, cuz like dominoes when they deliver, cuz the noise is back. You see them cars driving, actual fact. Yo, they coming right to your door until they turn back. Yeah, they got them automatic cars now. That's unbelievable. I think I'm repping for the cars now. Like Freedom Corner when we do that track. It's 1, 2, 3. Of course, yo, we put it down. Natural facts. I'm seeing 9 and 15. Add them together. There's 24 reasons not to mess with lyrical law in any season. Times 4. It's 96 reasons I leave MCs bleeding. Times 3. Yeah, there's 278 more. And you can take the 8 off the back for sure, because that's infinity, and turn it to the side. And take 27 minus 8, yeah, and don't try to divide because that's 19, but you'd have a remainder if you did. It'd be 3 remainder 5 just to prove that I'm that kid, yeah.
Yo, I'll be telling man Pro too nice with the off the top.
Yeah,
he too nice with the off the top.
Saucy. Prego,
Right?
Saucy.
Prego.
Look at that, yo, man, for real.
Prego, be saucy.
Yes.
Compliments to the chef, man.
Appreciate it. Big Daddy was the first in his era to kill the press and government without being vulgar and blatant. He kept it lyrical and intelligent. I don't know if he was the first, but I hear you. I mean, I hear what you're saying. Hey, Epi, what do you mean by kill the press? What do you mean? Like, was he spitting venom at the press? Because I don't remember what you meant. Was it like the Madonna Playgirl thing or something like that? I'm not sure where you're going with that, but I'll be interested to hear that.
Yeah, I don't really know much about Big Daddy Kane's history. Like I said, I mean, I just had the pleasure of listening to some of his music from back in the day, and kind of alluding to what Epi is saying, man. He was smooth, man. It was like he was mature and intellectual, and he delivered his lyrics with so much clarity. Like he understood like the art of writing and rhyming. Like the precision that he wrote with, and like every line was considered, every word, it all made sense. Right. It was collective, but at the same time, he knew how to style and profile with his lyrics, and he was hip and modern, but like he was said, but still intelligent and intellectual with it. Yeah. And Big Daddy Kane really was the full package, to be honest with you. He was marketable, but he was lyrical too.
Yeah, right.
Like he had the whole nine.
Nah, it's well said. That's exactly what he was. Yeah.
And his shows are like incredible too.
And the thing I think where he still gets a lot of respect and does a lot of shows and stuff, and people, when they see him, they're still like, the dude puts on an incredible show. 2 reasons. One, I think you're right. He was ahead of his time when he came out. There's no doubt about it. So he had like an added shelf life to that. But then he had a shortened shelf life because, and what people appreciate him for now is he was, again, ahead of his time, where he was getting insulted for basically making music that had singing in the choruses. You know what I'm saying? Like, when AB Money was here talking about the same thing. I mean, that now is what everybody's doing. He was, bringing in the melodic stuff, doing some of his own singing, featuring women on the track, talking about women, you know what I'm saying? And that was shunned upon, because at that time it was so like you had to be so super gully or else you just weren't authentic. And he's like, come on, man, this is who I am. You know, I'm gonna be in my silk slippers and pajamas and talking about macking the women. That's what he wanted to do. You know?
I love Big Daddy Kane.
And I think, we don't forget about, we got to mention Rakim too, just when we talk about the pen game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Structure of the bars and thinking about it like an instrument and how much jazz influenced it. And, his story is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, my top 10, I mean, without a doubt, they have Big Daddy Kane and Rakim in them. I mean, they're probably in my top 5 as well. But it's like, every now and then, I get critical of Rakim only for the fact that what you're saying, Fly, about Kane. I mean, you want to talk about someone who really hasn't done much in a long time. It's like he did, what was it? The Master, I think was the last album he did, which wasn't that good. And it was the last thing he did. And it was just like, that's it. You know what I mean? It's like Kane, you see him on a million tracks with all kinds of people. And if you search Kane, you will find a million different things. But it's like both of them really, I think, should maybe put out more music than they do. But it's like you see people like Snoop, and it's like, dude's still putting out music. I mean, like, and he's still on top of the world, basically. You know
Snoop's
what I mean?
like the LeBron of rap, man.
And so is Jay-Z. I mean, when you really think about it, I heard my first Jay-Z in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? It's like, Jay-Z really does not get enough credit that's deserving for how longevity has been in his career. I mean, his longevity is about the same as Kane. He's only a few years younger than Kane, really. You know what I'm saying? He's literally like, what? I don't know how old Kane is. Kane's probably 55 and Jay-Z's probably 51. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're about the same age. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And what I value about Snoop, man, is that he started young and was able to maintain his presence. Kind of like LeBron came in. It's like Snoop came straight out the gate good. Like straight out the gate good from a teenager and up until now, like I said, and he still really, really like do a lot of shows, still getting featured on commercials. Like, I don't know how do you stay relevant that long, man. It's like, it's amazing.
I think one of the things is you stick to your guns and you slightly evolve around the edges. You know what I'm saying? You don't try to make massive changes and confuse everybody. Do what you do. And that's the thing. Like, we were talking about this when AB Money was here. It's like, Kane lives a pretty good life. Like, Snoop lives a pretty good life. Snoop's obviously doing better, but it's like, also that's partly because he came around a little later when it's more money. Also was with Dre. You know what I'm saying? Which doesn't hurt. Dude can pay $300,000 a month to his wife right now. Y'all see that? Dre's paying $300,000 in support to his wife per month.
Listen, bro, and
$3.6 million.
The stipulation, bro, is that she gets this until she gets married again. I'm never getting married again.
Me, of course not. What kind of guy you marrying for
$300,000
a month? Like, come on, man.
For what?
If I wasn't married, you could give me someone who like matches up to what I'm looking for with a 7. If you're gonna give me $3.6 million per year, you know what I'm saying? $3.6 million a year. Now, for the rest of your life, come on now. Who's not doing that,
bro? Come on.
You can be like, yeah, I think I'm all set with getting married for $3.6 million. Come on.
That's the biggest apology letter I ever heard of.
Man,
right?
That's a lot of bread, bro. But that just lets you know how much bread Dre making. Because that's a percentage. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Heck yeah, man. Can't put Jay on for real. Definitely. For real. I look for a song. Cool. What we say? Snoop has his own lane, delivery, and cadence. Hasn't been duplicated ever. Yeah, that's true. There is no other Snoop.
Very true.
Oh, no. There's no Snoop. Speaking of style, like I would probably put like E40 in that category, like somebody that's just super unique. They had their own lane. I had to put 40 in there, but as far as storytellers, longevity, and package too, I definitely had to throw Scarface in there.
Oh yeah, no doubt. So you know what, Scarface, I really appreciated him later. You know what I'm saying? Like I wasn't a huge fan of the Ghetto Boy stuff. I was like, whatever. But once Scarface kept dropping stuff, I was like, yo, Scarface is nice, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So
Slick Rick, another one that, again, right? Unique.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I think Slick Rick's last album I heard was my favorite one he did. I liked it better than, like, I missed the really old school stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like when Slick Rick was first coming out, like I wasn't checking Slick Rick. It wasn't on my radar. I had to go back a few years and be like, yo, what's Slick Rick about? And I was like, okay. You know, like I didn't hear Lottie Dottie when it dropped, put it that way. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to go back and like hear it. And I was like, okay, I get it. Like you have to imagine and put yourself in the time and be like, yo, that would have been the most insane thing ever when that came out, you know? So I get it. And it's like, but when I hear his like most recent stuff, I think he probably did. I don't know if it's his most recent. I'm not up on his catalog, but remember he did an album. Didn't he have some of the cast from Wu-Tang on it or whatever he was doing? You know what I mean? It was like in the early 2000s maybe or the late 90s. It was dope. 2000.
So I ask you this, Pro. Now that
maybe?
you say that, do you feel like having to go back and listen to music does it dilute the impact that it would have had if you had been in the present in the moment?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it does depend probably on the artist, but I mean, it's like when you go back and you listen to things that you never heard that are dope, that, you know, like some stuff is undeniable. Some stuff is undeniably dope. Yeah. Like I'll give you an example. The Mighty Hard Rocker. You probably never heard that song. The Mighty Hard Rocker, it's by Cash Money and Marvelous, the original Cash Money, right? And so the Mighty Hard Rocker is such an ill song. Right now, if I play that song for you right now, you go, yo, this is hard. And it came out like, I don't know, 89, 90. And you're just like, why have I not heard the song? You know, you hear it and you're like, it don't matter when you hear it. You just know that that's ill. There's every now and then there's those songs that just transcend every era. You know what I mean? And granted, it's dated. You know what I'm saying? And but you can tell when that comes on. Hardcore. We're gonna play that. I don't care if we get shut off in a little while. The Mighty Hard Rocker, yo, crazy. So it's like every now and then you find one of them gems from back in the day, and you're like, yo. Or even Rakim's The 18th Letter. You listen to 18th Letter right now, and you're like, yo. Lauryn Hill's album, right? You'd be like, yo,
Lauryn Hill album still hit.
It doesn't matter about the time, you know. But if you listen to Run DMC, it's dated. You know what I'm saying? There's no other way around it. You had to have been there to get the full impact of what like Run DMC was about. No one's listening to Run DMC right now and going, yo, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard, you know. But you have to give it up for them for when they did it. You know, it was just like, not to say they don't have some hard songs. You know, but it's like,
no, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Timing is everything.
Yeah. But you can hear a group like Stetsasonic, who's old school as heck, and they got jazz going on, this live band feel. You listen to that right now, you'll be like, oh, okay, you know. Even like freaking, what was the Kid and Play song with the that comes on hard. You don't ever need to have heard that, you know, that comes on. But we got a lot of songs right now that are when we hear them in like 10 years, we're like, what the hell was that? You know what I mean? But then there's some ridiculous ones that are going to sneak through the cracks. You go, how did I not hear this? You know, and more so than ever now, because back then you heard everything. It was easy to hear everything. Now you're hearing like 1/10 of 1%, you know, of the stuff that's out.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, that's true. I was just about to ask that too. Is anyone making time this music?
Look what John Juan put.
Mainstream music, more than 1.2 million per year. It's a steal.
Wait. No, that math don't make sense because 300,000 times 12 is 3.6. So you must mean she wanted 1.2 million per month, right?
I think I heard something like that.
Yeah. So 3.6 million is what she got. But yeah, if she wanted 1.2 million per month, she had a damn mind. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like,
bro, she's an unemployed millionaire, like in the sense that she don't have to work another day in her life and still will make multiple millions of dollars a year. How do you explain that?
I don't care, man, woman, whatever. Like if you married into like, you know, Bill Gates or Dre or like, you know, whoever, Oprah, whoever it would be, right? You ain't worth like, you know, $500 million. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on now.
I agree.
Yeah, it's like, come on now. Like, let's, you know, I'm as progressive as it gets, but that's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Like, you worth half of Oprah's money. Stedman, was that his name? Stedman, were you worth half of Oprah's money? Get out of here. Anyone could be Stedman.
We won't bring up.
Yay. And that new album gonna be hard. I heard some of the preview.
Yeah, man. I'll be looking forward to that too.
I didn't hear what you said. The preview, what?
The new Kanye's album.
Oh, yeah. Yo, I thought it was supposed to be out already.
No, it was just a preview they had done. He did a show in Atlanta where he previewed the album and really reviewed the album, rather. live. For people, and he had a track on there with Jay. Jay's killing it. I'm so glad they working together again.
Yeah.
That's a match made in heaven.
Oh yeah, Black Rob. I thought Black Rob was underrated too when it came out with the storytelling too. Yep. I didn't like follow him intently, but definitely his voice was so
his
ill.
album the day it came out, man. I love that
voice was so ill, right?
Rest in peace, Black Rob.
Yeah.
Hip hop gods. Yeah, that's the thing. Like they were, and you let anyone listen to them right now, they're not gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? You had to have been in that era to try to get it.
Yeah, that was one of those input. Like when Whoa came out and that video dropped, and it was like
one of the biggest things out from my remembrance. Again, I was much younger during that time. So my generation of growing up hip hop was, Jay. I'm talking about like Volume 3 was when I really started getting into hip hop.
Yeah.
Volume 3. Of course, I heard Reasonable Doubt later afterwards. But then, because like in 96 or 97, when the album dropped, I was probably like 8 years old.
Yeah.
So when I could really understand hip hop and the lyrics and the metaphors and delivery and all that type of stuff by the time I made a teenager, so it was Lil Wayne, Blueprint was out, and that was my era. That was my era.
You gotta remember, when Whoa dropped, right? You gotta give it out to that film director too, man, because that's when I remember starting to see like the camera shaking, and it was like everything was shaking. You didn't see that really in videos. I mean, Busta has some. He was on that Cool Wave too, but
Missy,
that video, Missy, yeah.
I'm gonna let y'all hear. I'm gonna let y'all hear the Dead Prez remix. Want to hear a piece of this? This is
put it up.
Me over Dead Prez.
Man, I've been battling the Facebook feds all day, B.
Shout out to Ski. All right, so let's play this. Boom. I just posted this not too long ago. There we go. Yeah. Okay, that's good on the phone. Okay, lyrical. Yeah. I flash credentials for them sweet presidentials, cause my potential for Washington's monumental. The non-essential things in this life, blinging with ice, while married man is living trife without a ring for they wife from sticking the mics. That's what I got skills to do. John Wilkes, I will kill the 16 in the booth. I speak to the youth, they checking out my sneakers and boots. They fiend for the loot. It's like I have to sneak in the truth. Who's leading the troops? I ask him who their president is. Write a letter to him, find out the address that he lives. Y'all blessed to be kids. Don't waste away your life. Y'all got much more. Make him save his face for your face upon Rushmore. You touch more people in your life than you know. So think twice when you're spitting through the mic of the show. Been liking that though. Now I apologize. Saw the dollar signs. Wanted just to sign in the worst on the dotted line. But I was blind till I see my girl's daughter rise. Used to call me dad. Made me mad. She had a father's eyes. A lot of pride I had bottled inside. As a child thought I was soft. So as a man now it's hard to cry. Forgot to lie like Republicans in government. And even Democrats bend the facts. I had enough of it. So for that cash, you can keep your job. Cause Sean Carter triple Jimmy just from sampling Nas, my God. I'm out for presidents to represent me. Yeah. I'm out for presidents to represent me. I'm out for presidents to represent me. Oh, Capitol Hill is capital still forevermore. The pipeline for little rocks like Arkansas still. He's just a bill. Back to the Capitol. Schoolhouse crack rocks inside of every capsule. Classified lies in the paper. Start reading it. They need crackheads for volunteers and they experiments. A sad state of affairs. I'm trying to leave my heirs to the throne. A microphone, but nobody cares. There's AIDS patients sleeping at the train stations. And all my slipping poor mommies trying to catch cases. Dumpster divers, lady Gaddafirs, dare officers who double as the suppliers. The soup kitchens, the dropping clinics, all the places that you never want to visit. For all the silent faces in the world that we represent. Lyrically yours, my letter, Mr. President. Yeah, Mr. President, that is. Yeah, I'm on that Mr. President tip. Lyrical, feel me? Yeah. From all the crack houses and halfway houses, and all my streetwalkers hanging out at houses, homeless shelters, the centers for addiction. From all my dogs locked down, imagine the description. From all the baby girls mommy got stripping. From all the sick who want their suck tipping.
actors are stripping, and all these cats missing. Turning up a month later, swimming with the fishes. From all my cats lifting that be boosting their material, and all the pawn shops where they sell their stolen stereos. All the car thieves chopping clubs off the steering wheels, and all the chop shops that be etching out the cereals. From all my writers with the burners spraying tributes. From all the ex-cons with the tent to distribute. Cheap rocks at the detox where they feed rocks. This is for my people living life down on these blocks. Wood to hood, the cradle to the grave, womb to tomb, soon we all the same. From the crypt to crypt, suburbs to earth. From birth, everyone on earth deserves to be heard. From the wood to hood, the cradle to the grave, womb to tomb, up in the home of the brave. From the land of the freestyle, see how we represent. Lyrically yours, my letter, Mr. President.
Yo.
Bro, listen, your first 4 bars was so hard, set the whole tone.
I flash credentials. That one. Hey, yo, I flash credentials.
He said my potential for Washington is monumental.
You heard it. Thanks, man. You heard the one punchline, right? Probably the best one I've ever written in my life is in that bar. So if you think about it, that's probably the best punchline I've ever said coming up after that. No, it's after that. Yeah. So I say, keep about this, right? I wrote, that was like 2000 when I wrote that. All right. And so I wrote that as sort of the answer for like the way I thought that Jay really should have come. You know what I'm saying? Like being, you know what I'm saying? So I played it for Ski and he was like, yo, this is crazy. He's like, it's so in the pocket, bro. He's like, yo, you sounded, you could hang with Jay on that. I was like, yo. And I was like, oh my God. But anyways, so one of the rhymes I said in there, think about this. I'm talking about DC. I don't live in DC yet, obviously, when I wrote that, right? Talking about going to DC on a track called Dead Presidents. So I go, hey, yo, I flash credentials for the sweet presidentials because my potential for Washington's is monumental. The non-essential things in this life, blinging with ice. Well, married men is living trife without a ring for their wife. I'm sticking to mics. That's what I got skills to do. John Wilkes, how I killed a 16 in the booth.
John Wilkes Booth.
16.
Your first 4 bars was
16.
Wait. Time out. That's quadruple entendre because it was like, where was he? It was Lincoln who is a president in the Lincoln freaking theater. You know what I'm saying? Like John Wilkes, how I killed the 16th in the booth. I'm talking about a song called Presidents. He was the 16th president.
Yeah,
how I killed the 16 in the booth. And it was John Wilkes Booth who killed him in the booth.
It was cold.
I was like,
you know what, Pro? Hey, I wrote a verse to that same
I'm feeling myself on that one.
In the year 2000, right? And it might be one of the only records that might be still committed to memory. Let me just see. Committed to memory.
What do we got for the people?
Let me just see. I think.
Let's get a mic check. Say something.
Yo.
Bring the music up.
Cash,
bring the music
stop
up.
Relaxing. That's as hard as I can go. Oh, maybe I go right here.
Is that it? Yeah, it's a little better. Yeah.
All right, yo. Get cash, I start relaxing. These filthy faces will never see subtraction. You proving what we'll see. Separating the bread, never enough to share. Cause they want too much for y'all to pass that. We be giving it up, but that won't happen. Now you stuck. You lucky that we only rapping. Cause gun clapping the minute you hell yeah, we packing. Cause money speaks loud, and since everyone wanted, we keeping it underground. How I shine like you never believe. Yellow smoke from green trees making it hard to breathe. And I know the streets are rugged. That's why I love it. If it wasn't for them, then this mic I wouldn't have touched it, reminiscing on my younger ages, robbing corner stores and scribbling rap pages. Presidents are calling my name. Was it money you claimed? Damn, son, who would have thought that we was thinking the same? Kept myself in check and learned the ins and outs of the game. Stabbing my back only means you getting it worse. So quickly get that shit off your brain. Let's count this cream, crash boards, cause you can't afford the pain. It's all about money. Stacking cheddars, how I power raps in this cream right here. Go ahead and try to take it from me. But I promise that the situation gonna get ugly, man. This life is lovely. Ever since residual income been coming to me.
Yeah,
that's that verse,
residuals to represent me.
17-year-old.
That's fly, yo.
Y'all inspired me, bro, because I just told L and Jay when I was in the studio Saturday that my next Flystyle Friday, I had to do something old school, like something from the 90s. On the old school tracks, man, I got to bust one of them joints down. Yeah, I have to, absolutely.
Yo, shout out to Heck,
No, we
man.
gotta get on that too, man. We gotta get on it. We will, man. Our time.
Shout out to my man Heck.
Come on, bro. All I need is
bro. I
16.
appreciate that, Heck.
Bro.
Heck. Let me speak to Heck though for a sec. Heck's my dog, yo. Y'all don't know 617 Live. That's my man Heck. MIC.
What's up, Heck?
That's a pillar right there, man. Heck, just so you know, me and Fee, we just recently recorded a joint over a ski beat that's coming out soon. So I just want to throw that out there. So shout out to Ski and shout out to my man Fee. Yeah. But we can't tell you too much more than that. That's under wraps for the rest of it. But my bad. Jump back in.
Bro, you should be feeling yourself, man. Your first 4 bars on there was like some of the hardest I ever heard. That was sick.
Wow. Appreciate that, bro.
That was sick. That was
appreciate that, bro.
sick. That was sick.
I want to can we look up Moart React? She's been so cool, man. I wanna hook her up and play.
We gotta get all 3 of us on that beat, man. We gotta get
yeah, that'd be dope. I'll
maybe
spit my
Ski
own
do a little
verse,
remix.
too.
Maybe Ski do a little remix. Ski, where you at, man?
Ski,
that's
on
all.
the show. We gotta have Ski on the show.
Ski gotta come up, man.
AB, speaking of which, AB Money, what up there? Another legend. We see you, AB Money. AB, we're talking Kane, yo. You probably heard me earlier talking about defending my man. You know how I get down. I don't have to tell you, man. You know how I get down. I hit him up the other day on one of his random pages, AB, and I was like, yo, when I was talking to AB saying how you're the greatest ever, you know what I'm saying? To one of his like fan pages. It just made me feel happy to be telling him he was great. Yeah, man. Put it to your chest, just under the mic. Yeah,
no, I tried, man. I got the cord down there. I just wanted to. I was proud of myself though, because I wrote that when I was 17, and I still was able to spit it.
Dog, you can spit that right now. I mean, you know what I mean? You got to memorize.
Big L Kane was spitting with Big
that was
L.
all off the top. Yeah, that was all memorized.
Man. So yeah, that's dope. Yeah. Oh, it's one verse, right? It's just the one verse.
Yeah, one verse.
Yeah, dope. Yeah, we should all do a verse on that. So many times I keep saying because of the presidencies or whatever. That's how I made House of Lies. I said, I'm gonna write something to Dead President now that's modern. And then I was like, no. And then when I got that beat and I was like, I just started singing the hook and I was like, lies. She said it, the lies, no man. And I was like, ooh, lies. Ooh. I was like, president. Ooh, I could put it on this. Forget the Dead President beat. I'm going to do it to a new beat. So that was the evolution of that's how House of Lies came about.
That's dope.
Yeah. But I was wanting to write one about Trump over dead presidents. But really, it could be about any of the presidents, really, because they all do such a bang up job.
Hey, man, I'd always like to emphasize points that y'all bring up about writing and just speaking to the, aspiring artists and stuff like that, man, because obviously of course, y'all been writing longer than I have, but
a little bit.
We've put a lot into it, hundreds of hours, man.
Yeah.
Thousands of hours.
Thousands, bro.
10,000s of hours.
You know what I'm saying? And I always want to take the opportunity, man, when you was just mentioning how you wrote a song to another song, a different song, and it turned into another song.
Yeah.
And I want you to kind of speak about how often that happens, or how it's not uncommon that for you to just write when you're inspired, especially if you get a beat and it's something. It's been times I've written songs to other people's songs from hearing it, and it just drew me.
The funny part about you is everything you write sounds inspired. You know what I mean? It's like you can hear your inspiration come through. I mean, and you're an inspirational artist, so it makes sense. But it's like your energy is palpable. You know what I'm saying? Every time you're rhyming, I believe that you're in the room with me. I don't necessarily have that same quality, right? Like I have a more, I don't know if I do or don't, but I think when I listen to me, I can talk about all of us. Like when I listen to Quo, it's like Quo is in the ether. He's like in the room. He exists as air particles. You know what I'm saying? Like he's part of the cloud of the song itself. You know what I mean? When I listen to you, that's not what I hear. I hear you are an instrument that I am paying full attention to. And that's what you do. I'm in a way kind of between you guys, but I think it's like when I listen to me, I think that's what the track would want to say if it could talk. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like I'm the words that the track wants to say. Jay is the personality of the track. It's like beyond words with him. It's like in a 3-dimensional ether kind of thing. He captures the scene like vocally. You know what I'm saying? Like his words become the picture. You know what I mean? And it's like you are an instrument that you demand attention to. It's like the vibrancy comes right through. So I think so. My point of saying that is I think everybody's process is a little bit different. I have never in my life had writer's block. I don't know what it is because I write when I want to write. You know what I mean? Like I don't ever sit down and go, gee, I need to write a rap today. Like once in a while I do that, but it's like I already have something generally floating around in my head. And because I freestyle so much, I'm arguably a better freestyler than I am written rhymer. You know what I mean? So it's like they're very equal.
They're very, and that is what gets me every time because of how true that is. Like you don't even like it really. You wouldn't if you laid it down. Unless you said off the top in the freestyle, you would not know if it was written or not. And that's incredible because we're not talking about like mediocre. We're talking about the highest level of lyricism, hence the name Pro Lyric.
Appreciate that. But I mean, you know, I get what you're saying. That's what I strive for. I mean, I clearly know the difference. I know there's a little bit of exaggeration there, but yeah, like that's what you shoot for. And so I think if you're into freestyling a lot, and you're disciplined when it's time to write, it's almost impossible to have writer's block from my standpoint, because the time that I sit down is when I'm really motivated. Either I said something in my freestyle that I said, I got to bite that for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like that was dope. You know what I mean?
Dope though.
Or it gave me an idea of a direction I wanted to go with the flow, which is 24/7. I mean, I'll say something walking down the hall and I'm like, ooh, that'd be dope. But then I don't write it down a lot of times, and I just remember the general vibe of what I was doing. You know what I mean? But it definitely.
I don't. You know what? In all honesty, I do not rhyme in my head at all.
See, everybody
I don't
different.
rhyme in my day at all. That's why it's funny with me. You know what I mean? It's like I write when I'm turn the beat on and I'm about to say something. That's my vent. And but you know, you would think, oh Jay, you got to be rapping all day. I'm like, nah, man, that's just not what I do. I take in the day. I take in the information and let my soul process it.
Yeah,
and then turn the beat on and bah, and that creates my work. You know, where Pro's brain, that the way he exercises that Hercules brain is, you know, it's always being exexercised.
Is that a big head joke or is that a big brain joke?
It's a big head joke.
I'm not sure.
Arrow, we rewind that.
He can put his hat on now.
Well,
man.
Fly, I feel like you know, you have your own meditation too, like you said before. Like it's cool understanding that and just like you have to go with it, changing up.
Go with it,
you know, yeah. I believe in like maybe in my subconscious mind, I literally stopped freestyling. Because I said it's a waste of time because I'm not going to remember anything I said. And if I'm not recording it, what's the point? And then when I did start recording the freestyles, I was like, damn, I only like one bar. Just a wait. Like me, it was a wait. You know?
This is what I would say to that though. I'm going to come with some of this. What I would say to that is I have a second and third gear when I freestyle. I have the standard. What I freestyled earlier, I was in first gear. I was just rapping over the beat, right? I wasn't. It's like, I make this analogy a lot, and this is the more you freestyle, the better you get with it, right? Is that when you play basketball, did you ever be playing for like a half hour and then you see someone do a move, go, oh, I forgot, I got a dope move, right? And then all of a sudden you pull that move out and because you forgot you had it, right?
You had it.
It's like that with freestyling. It's like my level 1 is just when I'm just blah, 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 right? I can go to a level 2. My level 3 is in like, this is very tangible too. I feel the gear switch. Like I hear the beat and I go, I can obliterate that in level 2 or level 3. Level 3 is where I stand back and I'm listening to myself while I freestyle and I'm an observer. Right. I'm not even in my body.
You're an alien.
I'm not even in my body. It's like I know I am because I'm thinking the thoughts, but it's so far ahead of me. Everything is a bar or 2 ahead. I already know what I'm going to say.
That's that chess move mentality in real life. Like,
but we all can get there though.
Yeah,
that takes practice.
Yeah,
that's a lot of practice. Yep.
And
it's just like anything else. You do the push-ups, you're going to get You know,
so like in freestyle battles or whatever, when battling was all freestyle, like when I would do that, it would have to be the right beat. I didn't always have. It was like the Greatest American Hero. He didn't have the rule book to his superhero, right? He didn't know how the costume worked all the time. He didn't know how to fly. He'd fly for like 12 seconds and crash. It was like I didn't have full control of it earlier, right? But when the right beat came on, I could honestly do some freestyles that would in like 2000 where people would say that's the greatest freestyle I've ever heard. But then the next one I would do would be like, you know what I'm saying? I never had any control over it. Now I know what I have to do that next thing. And what it is it's letting go. It's a complete letting go. It's like you have to not care at all. It takes bravery when there's 300 people in front of you and you're gonna go, oh my God, am I gonna let the tiger out? And I'm going, yeah, I'm gonna do it. And then when I do it, it's like it's not even me, yo. It's like I'm standing back. You just let it go and you trust that the words will be there. And when you don't care, and it's that full abandonment, it works every time. You know?
When Larry Bird was taking his free throw shots, every single one of them went in here before he released it. He wasn't like, might go in. No, he was like,
level one, I'm thinking about it. I'm just kind of blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm trying to think of a rhyme that works. I'm like, let me be real safe with it. I'm looking, because that's like doing layups. It's like, look at the computer. I mean, when I say computer, I'm like, tutor immediately, right? It's like computer, like, so tutor's immediately in our frontal lobe, right? And then we're like, I can rhyme with you, the man, you, the tutor, run the computer, who the, all these little ways to say things. It's just from practice. So that's not even a challenge, right? Because you got 5 or 6 rhymes before the beat starts. You know what I mean? Like
I play that game too. I play that the rhyme syllable game sometimes. I do that occasionally. I like doing that. That's fun.
The syllable stuff is the level 2. It's like when I would try to go longer with the syllables and stretch them out, and that usually blows people's minds. It'd be like, it's lyrical in the place. If you want to say like it's a miracle with the bass and do all that every time you freestyle. Like that's fun. I like doing that too. That's like level 2.
And then you
go. Y'all, it's Forever Lives, y'all. I want to welcome y'all to the writers master class right now. rappers masters class, man.
150 a ticket.
What's Donna wants you to do? What's Donna wants you to do, Quo?
We got to play one of our Mohart React song.
Where do we get that from?
Try YouTube.
You want me to go to YouTube? All right. Before we do, since we're on YouTube and since I happen to be on Big Daddy's page. Let's go back here.
Is
that playing? You hear the sound?
Nah.
Yeah or no?
No.
No or yeah?
No.
Okay.
The niggas wanna keep my
now I hear
it.
Ready? New Big Daddy Kane.
Yo, Molly, man. Remember that shit from BK and whatnot?
sound kind of primo.
I was trying to holler at,
I think this is a Marley Marl beat. He said, yo, Marley.
The other day, man.
Marley, there you go.
The wildest player, check this. We checking out some kung fu flicks at my man Quip in Medina. I think we seen her. Jackie Chan and Fearless Hyena. Chaining some more to cool. Acting out of order too. Realize we short of boo down to the last quarter to the thought to do. Send some of my people to the store. Said the PlayStation broke. Everybody one way for the door. We all together deep. Warriors that never sleep. Up the street. Here come that cutie that don't never speak. When now today we making eye contact. Looking all flamboyant. Nipples at a straight point. She stopped and said hi. Told me I be looking fly. She liked the way I coordinate my Timbs and DKNY. Thank you. I said I thought that you had a rule, stuck up attitude. Cause I ain't never seen you kicking it with Nata dude. She told me why there ain't no man. Do you know the answer almost made my hair stand up like Coolio? Whoa, she said it ain't about that high poster, but I ain't like most girls. I like the best of both worlds. Hope you comprehend, cause that's the way I'm living. Too many dogs for me. The one my heart broke again. I'm trying to make this thing Three's Company. Hello. I'm trying to make this thing Three's Company. Hello. I said it's gravy, baby. Matter of fact, I mean the privilege. I should have did the knowledge when you said that you hang out in the village. Don't underestimate things that we can do. I can get bent up with you like one of my niggas in the crew. Too many things you eliminate when you discriminate. Passing up the meal before you see what's on the agenda plate. Vibe with me and try to describe to me what you've been deprived to see and what you want a man to be. Maybe I can teach you something about mankind. Cause rubbing belly to belly, pressing skin to skin, bodies fucking like hell when ain't a damn thing going in. I know there's got to be a better way, and I ain't trying to let you get away.
Preferably high heels and tight dresses would be first nominee. But gangsta bitches never fear. Bone thugs in harmony. If we got the same taste, maybe we can work together. So where's your girlfriend? Because I'm down for whatever. And maybe we could be some sort of a threesome. You, me, and she some. I'm feeling Jack Trip about myself. I'm trying to make this thing Three's Company. Hello.
And this is not getting cut off, by the way.
I'm trying to make this thing Three's Company. Hello. She said, I ain't the crew type, but I got a girl that you like. Right,
I think it ain't really officially out, you know what I'm saying? It's probably like mixtape status.
Mixtape download, yeah.
You hit it back and get the job done was hot. Word? Alright, so school on a mission. I'm wishing on her vision of becoming the third edition. Make her make the right decision toward this whole proposition. Listen, this rendition involves a lot more than just kissing. Cause I'm not the type to disturb the groove. I'll let y'all first make your move. Before I start Operation Smooth, go ahead and get your groove going with her. Then I hit you. The only thing that's missing from this picture, shit, have us looking like a game of Twister. I ain't got nothing against your sexual preference. If that's the way you get down, then that's how you get down. But when you need a helping hand, I'm around. How that sound?
I don't want to hear what's next.
So with skills only a better
Just Ice International.
Me and my crew, we run rapidly. There ain't no mystery offense. The flow pro poetical with skills only a better no.
Oh, I should have used that.
Caution, red alert, time to do work. Mommy with the wet lips, sipping on some crisp. And over there, honey drinking Belvedere. Smoking blunts everywhere, singing peace to Premier. Yeah, ass shaking, get this thing popping. Ass for the taking, got that shit rocking. Bitches on one side, niggas on the next. We thinking about cake, they talking about sex. I'm talking toasters and roasters and always trying to pose. I'm getting closer and closer. That gun push your nose up. Y'all feel me, even if you can't see me from the streets to the beat. Let it go, yo, watch me free. Okay, here's the final round. This is how it goes down. I got 6 loaded clips, 6 corroded clips, Belvedere everywhere in the sea and the crib. Getting drunk and smoked out, whole room getting choked out. Hydro in the folders, bitch. Wanna
These
talk
are not
about
all Kane.
Stay strong, let the love of my team. The part
Hold on. I want to hear. Oh yeah, this is a lot of previous Kane stuff.
Let's put it down, baby.
Some of it's previous.
Somebody left the lion, not the den. I come flying out the wind. Whatever you trying about the end, Kane's coming. Let me explain something. We root someplace you couldn't shine around me wearing a suit for Mace. And that gruesome face, G, cock the hammer. Let's test his stamina or make him smile like he on candid camera. I wreck your jaws with extra force just because I have no respect for yours against the boss. Nigga, check your drawers. Don't let it get to where I have to sun ya. And going back, you wonder. Put holes inside your chest like acupuncture. Give me a reason to flip. I put these in your lip. You laid up without these in your wrist and you bleed when you piss. Presence alone make the hardest cats soften. Put niggas in the coffin. Play daddy to a female orphan. I keep it heated while so many get deleted. And you close to being the next one to meet it. Now big chandeliers glare, mahogany floors, house on the shore with the
Chandeliers glare.
G-Rap.
Wars like a Carnegie Hall. Armies of
G-Rap.
mountains of war, water fountains pour. Take a tour, safe in the floor. Draped them galore, paper galore. Master suite, dinner table for 4. Sitting on 4 acres or more. Grapes on my jaw, scraping the floor. Roma Capone, gold phone, take me to war. Sip the Henny Rock, straight with a straw. Loving the cabbage. Money stashes up in the mattress, fucking the actress. Bless a finger with 10 carats, leather giraffe. My suit fabric, silk smooth shoes Jurassic. Rip everything from new to classic. Bulletproof jackets and move drastic. Package the heron and blue.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll be checking out all the rest of that. See where everything's on at.
Yeah, let's see. I see Donna trying to. She posted up something. Let me try to find it here. We normally don't do this here, Donna, but you've been super supportive and hooking me.
So what do you want me to search for, Jay?
Because I can't find what she's talking about. Type in Mohart, OHART, React, REACT.
What is it again?
Mohart, MOHART.
Mm-hmm.
React, REACT.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see if I'm trying to. Oh, here we go. Yeah, she sent a few joints. So show it.
What am I doing?
Did he come up for you? I could.
I'm on YouTube. Is that what I'm supposed to be on?
Yeah.
No. MOHART React. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna share. I got one right here.
It's pulling up React videos and stuff. I need another word.
Yeah, here. I'm gonna send it to your messenger.
Yeah. No, send it through the private thing in here. If you already sent it, cool. I just don't have it open. I'm out of Windows.
Oh yeah. Let me see if I can.
Uh-oh.
Actually, oh no, would it if she dropped it in the comments?
Yeah, there's a link in there.
Donna, drop it in the comments if you can. Actually, you know what? I should be able to now. Hold on. Let me see.
We're gonna lose the feed in a minute if I don't find the battery plug. Yeah. There we go.
All right,
ooh,
so
that wasn't attractive. There we go. Come on. I don't know what we're doing right now, but we trying.
We trying very hard, yeah.
We trying to let your fans know, man, that you appreciate their support.
Math with Pro. We might be doing Math with Pro until he's here.
Yeah.
Did you know? Math with Pro.
Hey, I started rapping. When I started rapping Pro, I freestyled all the time. I used to I went to a rural school in Mississippi when I first left Chicago, and it was probably like 30 minutes drive from almost 45 minutes from when the bus picked me up till we made it to school. And I had a homeboy named Marcus. He beat on the window. He was cold, like beatbox, like real Bismarcky, and he was cold with the pencil. And I would freestyle 20 minutes straight. And the reason why I stopped freestyling was because the very point that you made. To be good at it is such a subconscious thing.
Mm.
And now I'm so conscious about everything that I say. There's words that will come to my mind that I have no business saying.
yeah.
And that messes up the ability to just flow through it. And so
absolutely.
I was like, I had to drop the freestyle thing. And so that was my transitional phase, man. And so I'm trash at freestyling now, bro.
Now you are, yeah.
I get caught on words. I'm like, nah, I can't say that.
I like to I love when people throw words. That's a lot of fun. Lyrics are a Trojan horse. You can surprise yourself at any moment because who knows what your day held or what will come up, which is the art of freestyle. Speaking at the time of contemplation. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you get trapped in like the best word is not a word that you really want to. You throw the F-bomb out there in the middle of a kid show, it's like it's not good luck, you know what I mean? Like I don't do that, but I've definitely, certain arenas I've been in and be like, you'll say maybe something less than tasteful, but I usually, like I said, I usually see it ahead of time. It's not to say it hasn't happened, but it's like normally this day and age, I usually don't say anything. Sometimes I'll say the wrong thing, or my mouth won't be doing what my head wants to say. I mean, that happens, and then you'd be like, what? But especially when you rap fast, sometimes you just in your head, when you're trying to see what something's going to sound like when you say it fast, like, wouldn't I be saying it fast? Like it didn't really go as well as I thought.
Not like it is in your head. Yeah, in your head. Like the cadence is perfect. But then
no one has ever been able to get with the style like that. Okay, like when I be coming inside of my house, or like doing the Pro Quo flow, like in my head, that might sound more choppy, and until you say it, sometimes you don't know. So, but I have a general idea, we go like, in a million years, nah, that's not going to go fast. So I'm not going to try it, but you're making that split decision thing, rhyming at the speed and at a level that you never thought was possible. Put you in the hospital, okay, I can kind of hear in my head it's gonna go I'm zipping on a MIDI loop. I'm something like I pity you. You kind of like hearing it, and then sometimes a word gets in the way, but you know what I mean.
Yes, sir.
Quo's looking hard though. He's looking,
man. Yeah, I gotta tell you, Donna, too.
Next week
the links are embedded. They're embedded. So I think I just found the channel. Looks like posted 6 years ago.
Is that a Bucks hat he got on?
Yeah, man. He's a fair weather fan, man. That's what he is. No, he had that. He had that joint. He had
that hat is actually dope.
It's fire. It's a fire.
It really is.
But he knows he's been. He knows he's been.
Oh, Notorious.
He knows he had a Phoenix one ready to go. He knows he had a Phoenix one ready to go.
I did, but you know what?
It's
I'm
good
glad because I love both teams. Both teams great.
No, I had Phoenix.
I wanted Phoenix. I wanted Phoenix to win, but
I
did.
wanted
I'm happy
CP
for the
to get a
Greek
ring.
What's that?
I wanted Chris Paul to get a
ring.
I
did too.
Yeah,
you think he's gonna make that Lakers move? He's gonna jump to the Lakers or what?
No, he's not going anywhere else. I believe, and the reason why I'm so certain that he's not because he's more of one of those anti-super team guys. That's how he ended up in Phoenix. It was kind of one of those decisions where I don't want to be on a trash team, right? He did that in OKC. Like he went through that transitional phase, and he made them better, like literally overnight. When he was with OKC, they made a playoff run with no All-Stars.
Yeah.
And because of Chris Paul. And so I think that he's had too many opportunities in his prime to make a jump like that to a super team, which he tried that once, if you all remember, when Stern stopped him from going to play with Kobe.
Absolutely.
They would have got
that would have been like there's nothing about Stern I like. However, that move is like in retrospect, it's like it would have been a wrap. It would have been a wrap.
It would have been a wrap, man. 8 years ago, Chris Paul with Kobe, man.
So here's a real question: are you gonna watch the NBA players in the Olympics?
Nah. Well, I might just because of the fact that there's nothing else really to watch sports-wise on TV right now. I mean, that really excites me. The Olympics just kicked off, but most of the sports in the Olympics that they're boring to me. They're not really my style or my speed, pace-wise. And so, I might try to catch some basketball where I can.
The Olympics, like I mean, I think I watched a little bit of it, but yeah, I don't know, man. I definitely I missed out a lot of the NBA the past like 5 years.
That's because the regular season this whole Greg Popovich player load management era has drastically changed the impact or the excitement of the regular season. And so, like, even as a casual fan who views basketball as a novelty, you know, like clearly we take it a lot more serious than that. But some people who look at basketball as a novelty, and you're in your favorite city visiting, and you want to go to a game, and you pay $500 for 2 tickets to get halfway decent seats, and then Steph Curry and LeBron James is resting that night. You know what I'm saying? Like it's different. Yeah, it's different. It's not like that, man. You know, watching Barkley and MJ and them play, and watching Allen Iverson play hurt. You had to beg him not to get
full
on
out
the court.
Exactly. I mean, it's you know, I get it to avoid injury. Like there's sense to be made, but you know, it's taken away. That takes away so much of the passion. And I feel like, to me, if that's the case, well, I know I'm going to be on the bench, bro, I'm not going to be giving 110% every game. Right?
Yeah,
What's the
man.
point? What's the point?
What's the point? And that's why you notice my son, he's 14. He's been on since junior, maybe since middle school, he's been on the basketball team, right? So I always sit down and we evaluate games and stuff like that. And I have him call plays out, and I'll break down sets for him and stuff like that. This is one of the things we bond over. And I was showing him how you have the Milwaukee Bucks, like this particular finals, and you've watched that entire fourth quarter of the last game. I think maybe 3 3-point attempts were made, right? That just lets you know how more loose players play in the regular season, and how much more serious when the game is much more serious and they're taking it more serious. Every shot is more calculated. You realize that the 3 is not as much of a good attempt to make as it is the 18-footer. You know what I'm saying? You're talking about teams like Milwaukee who thrived all regular season long on how many 3-pointers they made. And they took maybe 2 in the whole quarter because they realized that, it was just the regular season just had that freestyle kind of easy flow. The game's really not that serious. Let's just jack up 30 trays this game. And it's kind of made the regular season whack, bro.
It's not supposed to be NBA 2K21, bro.
That's exactly what it is.
Exactly. It's not supposed to be.
Right. Yeah,
but,
I like it,
Pro, you disappeared. You okay, buddy?
Man, we can't hear
He's
you,
in
bro.
the Matrix. You were
He's in the Matrix. I muted Pro, y'all. I got
You
one
did,
more.
man.
Oh,
No.
you did.
Nah, it was my battery died, and so you guys were able to continue. I remember I thought I plugged it in. I plugged in the wire to the new device that we were advertising earlier because that is the same kind of input. So
made a mistake. So hey, I sent in that record for Mohart. Gotta show love to Donna. We normally don't do this.
Give us the proper intro because I don't know what we're playing.
It is one of Donna's artists.
Okay, and it's in the private chat. Where am I looking?
I sent it to your messenger. I know it's tough. It was a little difficult trying to find his music, but I found it.
We'll get it done.
It's a 6-year-old record. We'll play it for you, definitely, Donna. But yeah, I just that intensity, like what, and that could have been when I watched the playoffs last year. I know Culver was there.
All I Can Be.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was different. So it was like, I felt, I'm like, where is the passion? It's just not, it's almost like I didn't even see sweat on these dudes. Like,
man,
like that. I when we grew up in the best time for basketball, I feel like
I don't care what no one
they went hard, and they could hit each other's bodies a little bit, like put a little time of aggression on it. Now it's like, oh, don't talk about leg.
Yeah, they're prima donnas now, man.
I got this joint ready, man. Who? Give me one more time in the intro.
So this is our Donna's artist Mohart React. It is a 6-year-old track. I did see he's doing some work on some new stuff, but I couldn't find it. It's kind of embedded in Facebook.
Okay.
And we're gonna play it to just show respect for the up and coming.
All right. All I Can Be, God Save Us All. Here we are.
I pull my heat in the second when it's beef. I'm just trying to be all I can be.
You can hear it, right?
Ain't nothing you can do to harm me. Niggas looking for a change. One foot up in the grade, the other in the door. One foot up in the grade, the other in the door. I'm walking in my hood like it ain't shit. I'm on the corner, Asbury Park, Mention 6. Hat low, dipping slow in the whip. My 44 bang on some real shit. I'm from the gutter and I ain't from no bullshit. I keep flashlights and I keep plenty clips. Enough to bring dark clouds, paint is ripped. Have you ever seen a friend die, live with it? Tears in my eyes till he feel with pain. I guess life backwards is all the same. Tell him, nigga, welcome to my life, I can't feel a thing. So I'm posted up gunning with that carbine. With the 9 milli in my jeans. I'm posted up gunning with that carbine. With the 9 milli in my jeans. I'm posted up gunning with that carbine. I'm just trying to be all I can be. Ain't nothing you can do to harm me. Niggas looking for a change. One foot up in the grade, the other in the dark. One foot up in the grade, the other in the dark. A young juvenile. Was I the poster child? Heard my auntie got gunned down. Led me and the oldest down. It wasn't like she was the golden child. Must admit she was real wild. Love her for the simple fact she lay you down. And how she told me, nephew, I'ma show you how. She gave me the heart that you see now. And I'm loving who the fuck that I be now. I got my eyes open, I can see now. When she left, auntie surely held me down. Let's say you're my best friend, she gone wild. R.I.P., that's what I be shouting out. Hate, I feel it in the air, so let the choppers out. I'm molded by the best Tina, son, without a doubt. The hate, I feel it in the air, so let the choppers out. I'm molded by the best Tina, son, without a doubt. I gotta say it twice, in case you can't see the light.
Mohart
313. Hey, I was
just
gonna say that same thing.
Jada.
Epi was saying they got a little Jada in them, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard
with Jada.
I felt a
always a
little.
good thing.
It's like a Jada with like a spritz of Nipsey.
Oh yeah,
That was 6 years. That was 6 years ago. So yeah, I mean, Evolution is beautiful. I love to hear his new stuff for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I heard some potential.
I like what he did with the video.
It was rough for me.
I like what he did with the video. How he actually put. I think that was somebody he lost in his family. He was saying. And he was showing her there. That was actually kind of unique. I've never seen that really done like that. Yeah, it was. You were talking about the message in Fly.
Yeah, the message was, it was a little hard, too hard for me. But
I would say this. I'm right there with you. In terms of like in our show, like granted, even Kane was saying some stuff, and I was just like, oh man, does Kane have to go there and get all? You know what I'm saying? But I would think it's what's super important, and maybe he's doing this now 6 years later, is that like the name of that joint would not have you think that it would be that joint. You know what I'm saying? And so sometimes you got to think about those things. Maybe that's part of the marketing, but when I see the word God save us all, I'm thinking it's going to be more like what Fly would do. You know what I'm saying? And so the language, throws you because you're not expecting that. But, the voice, the cadence, the delivery, everything sounded real good. Like dude sounded like a real competent MC. And I'm sure with 6 years gone by, he's probably had a chance to really, think about how he's marketing and positioning himself. But those little small things sometimes can help too. That's not a big deal, but it can be, because it can be someone throws it on, they think they're throwing on one thing, and they're like, yo, like it's like if we named the song Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs or something like that, and then it's like this super serious song, you'd be like, whoa, what's going on?
Yeah. I felt the message. I feel the God
Absolutely.
help us all. It seemed that there was a story within the song of just having to transition through tough times. So yes. God help us all. You know what I'm saying? Talk about his aunt and his youth and stuff like that. So I get that too.
It was to me, I got it was the impact of change. You could feel change happening, like kind of there was a subtle evolution in that, where it's like, I'm from the streets, this is my deal, but there's something greater, But yeah, it was a little rough. It was a little rough for sure, but I still mess with it. But so what I will do, Donna, is I
still get the melody in my head of that beat too.
Yeah, it had Mohart 313, so it sounded like he might have some YouTube stuff. Mohart.
I didn't find it where I was looking, but I was probably looking on the wrong thing, because I think like he was trying to tag it up where the rest of it was the way he spelled it.
Yeah,
Donna, do this so we can make it more official too. Hit the put the email up. I mean, it's fairly easy, but
the ProQuo Show
at gmail.com. Hit us with that so we can have more preparation for it and do it more justice, because she's saying that might not even have been the artist. So I'm not sure, but we can't play off the page, like we're having trouble with that. I have to have a YouTube link or whatnot, but we'll make sure we get it done right next week.
That's it. Scrolling the ProQuo Show.
Yeah, hit the ProQuo Show at gmail.com with the link, and we'll get it played. Especially if you could do an MP3, that's perfect.
So I did Kermit the Frog today on Clubhouse, and like 3 people jumped out. 3 people jumped out that have connections to Disney. So one dude, he hits me. He goes, yeah, that was amazing. He's like, he hits me with producer to Disney, who's his friend, right? He's like, yo, hit him up. Tell you I told him. Shout out to ET, man. ET hits me up. He's like, yo, he goes, you got to hit him up, right? And then he sends me his podcast. I'm listening to the dude's podcast. He's a producer for Disney Animation. And he's like, yo, he's the dude you want to talk to. So I hit the guy up today on a message. I'm like, yo, my name is Pro. Professor Lyrical, your boy AT told me to hit you up, and basically I do a Kermit the Frog impression. I'm a rapper, so think of the possibilities. If you want Kermit rapping, I might be your boy. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna give you something. I'm sitting at the pool, and I just had my low-fat Cheez-Its, snack of choice for the ProQuo Show. So I'm like,
we know about that.
I'm like, I'm just so excited that I got the guy's thing here, right? And then there were a few other people, Jay, that from the Birdhouse too hit me up too. I don't want to put everybody on blast, but shout outs to everybody. They're like, yo, I got a connection too. Like, do you do voiceovers? I'm like, we got the studio for it, man. Everybody asked me that. I've done a lot of stuff like that, but never officially voiceovers, right? So he's like, yeah, leave the message. So I was like, hi ho, So I was doing the I don't know the words to the Rainbow Connection, so I make them up all the time, but I'm like, someday you'll find it. A rainbow connection, lovers, the dreamers, and me. La-da-dee, da-da-dee-doo. La-dee-dee. And I'm like, Rubber Ducky, you're the one. I mean, same voice, right? So now I'm like putting it together with the rhyme. I'm like flipping and ripping and showing nobody has ever been able to get, I'm like, hey, Miss Piggy, oh Piggy. So,
so how did that work out now?
I think it was good. I went for it. I was like,
plugging you in, man.
There's so many songs.
Yo, our first bag gonna be off of Kermit.
First bag gonna be off the Disney plug, B.
I don't know, man. You know, you never know how things can go, bro.
You never know, man. This is why you got.
It would not be our first bag, man. You speak for yourself, man. It's gonna be Pro Quo has already got them bags. You just.
That's true.
What'd you do with that first check, man? I know what I did with mine.
I gave it right to Shorty.
Yeah,
wise man.
Yeah,
man.
man.
That's a married man talking right there.
Exactly.
Yo, we coming up on 11 o'clock. We didn't have our man come in, but we were talking about this conversation with the man Alonzo, and I think we'll maybe wind it down with this discussion. But he always talks about like what should artists do, you know, like to flip the script and get paid, and like basically he always asks you, is your marketing working for you, you know? And so Quo jumped in a little after I was in there talking about, you know, one of the things you need to think about is like, do you actually care about the streaming game? You know, and I'm on the record many times saying I don't care whatsoever, but I want you to download my stuff. Yeah, downloading is great, right? I want you to download it. That helps artists, you know. So anybody out there you like in Pro Quo or Fly, download our stuff, you know, off Apple Music, Amazon, whatever. That actually puts a little bit of money in the account. But a stream, you got to get you and 1,000 friends to actually, you know, give us enough to buy a gumball. You know what I'm saying?
A million friends. What do you mean? 1,000?
No, I mean
friends.
I just wanted a gumball. You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Oh, okay.
You know,
you want just
like,
you want gas.
Yeah, like I'm just looking for gumballs, right? So there's no money in streaming. It's the only money's in it for the labels and people coming out with apps and whatever. There's none. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you could have bazillion streams, you know, and then you can start seeing some money, you know. But if you ain't in bazillions, forget about it. So we had this discussion, and it's like, so what say you, right? It's like, what do we feel like? Is your marketing strategy working for you? And Quo was talking a little bit, you know, we do the show, we meet with people, we were talking about like, is it more important people know you or they know your music, you know? And that's where that big discussion was going. And this guy has some ideas about how to make artists more the front line and not so much have to rely on the middleman.
Yeah. I think unity, man. It's all about unity and using your resources, mining your resources correctly. You know, and because I could see like when we talked about Clubhouse earlier, right? So you go in there and you meet all these incredible people, and that's all, and you stay tapping and you're spending 16, 17 hours a day on Clubhouse, right? Every day for months. But you did not put together one Zoom call. You did not put together multiple Zoom calls. That's the difference between success and failure. Because what are you doing with all that? Just having a conversation and maybe applying it, okay. But like, yo, we got Zoom calls basically set up all next week. You know, meetings with important people to say, yo, how can we work together to make something happen? And these are other shakers and movers. You know what I mean? So to me, the marketing game is relationship. Tommy emphasized it. I've always known it. That's how I built what I built to create what we've got going on with IB Hood. But relationships, like, yo, let me feel you, but like the soul, let me get it. You know what I'm saying? What are you really about? What's your vision? What do you want to do? What are your goals? Do we align our vision? Is it aligned? Are you walking a different path? It's all good if you are. We can still be friends, but you know what I mean? You gotta find them people that riding with you in the same vehicle. And that's what it's all about. And the more people you have on that bus, because it goes from like a Corvette maybe to a damn 4-seater to a bus, right? And let's fill that bus up. Let's get people standing in the middle. You know, everybody got a purpose of what they specialize in. We got video game designer. We got, you know, dancers. We got this. So there's just so many things. And BTG, right? They had a whole trucking committee come in. Trucking. And it's like, you know, I would have never thought to put that in the equation, but guess what? It's part of the equation. Like they're doing things for girls, especially females, to help them get their CDL, to put them through for like free. To make
Bill's chiming in there too.
Bill, exactly.
Yep.
Bill knows exactly what we're talking about right here. And you know, it's like it's universal what you can do when you tie in personality, music, entrepreneurship, put it all together, put these causes together, fight for the same thing, and together move as a unit. So yeah, that was my takeaway out of the question he was asking earlier.
And you know what's surprising though, quote,
Website.
is that there may have been a shift in marketing distribution, but the truth of marketing has never changed. It's all about who you know. Like still to this day, it's about getting in front of the right person. Like at the end of the day, so forging those relationships, it will always be the most important thing.
Yeah.
It's still why people go to Atlanta, or still why people go to LA. They want to be filming, because it's all about getting in right of the front, right person, making the right relationship and the right connection.
100%.
And that's really all the difference. I don't think there's a shortage of talent, never has been. I don't think that everyone that we've heard is better than everyone that we haven't heard. It's just all about who you've managed to make contact with. As a musician or as a recording artist, I feel like now in today's society, it's more about your image and likeness. Like one of the transitions that the NCAA just made, kid just signed a multi-million-dollar 3-year deal, and he hadn't even became a junior in high school, right? Because of now the things have changed that where NCAA players can make money off the image and likeness, and I feel that it's the same for artists. I think that our music is just a marketing tool,
right?
And so now we have to sell people on us.
Always felt that way. Yeah, I've always felt that way.
On us, music, our personalities, our intellect, our intelligence, our different investments. I think that's how, to me, the best approach is just using the music especially for me. For me, it's all about really delivering the message and getting a purpose out to live out my calling. And for me, the marketing is just a tool, man. And I love it. I love what I do. But I just wanted people to hear it and say, man, who is this guy? And what is his content from?
What's he about? What's he
about?
Right? Yeah. What's your flag? What does that represent? I mean, think about Tommy put it perfectly, and pros preached it. I've heard this so many times, but when Tommy said he's like, plant your flag. What's at the foot of the flag? What if you to put words to that foot? What's on the pole? What's on the top as the cap? What's on the flag? And describe who you represent, what you represent. And I was like, man, I like that, because it really made me think. And I did it quickly because I know what I'm about, and that was helpful for me. But a lot of artists out there, you need to get your flag. And when you come in with your flag, you can't have two. You know what I'm saying? You cannot have 5. You need to have one flag that you plant. You know what I'm saying? And we're speaking on sponsorship. I want to plug my man Bill Goins. I need you to type in AmericanWellness.net for me, so we can pull that up. But plant your flag, and I think that what that does is that now helps you discover your brand, right? Because you cannot be just a rapper. I'm sorry. And if you want to be just a rapper, AmericanWellness.net.
Does wellness have 2 S's? Yeah. Well,
yeah, that's definitely right.
Yes.
You have to you have to like understand what brand really is, and what are you gonna bring to the table? Because if you get that big bags, right? There's only so much you're gonna be able to do with it for the short time of maybe being, one album does well and then you fall off. What happens if that happens, right? What are you doing with that? And thinking ahead, like Pro with the freestyle, and play chess with this stuff. Think into the future. Don't stay stuck in the future, but think into the future to help you prepare for where you're going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, my take on it is the same as you guys. I only put one little different spin on it. Like, I was a marketing major as an undergrad. I did marketing and economics. And in our marketing classes, we always talked about how things were successfully marketed. And in my book that I wrote a little bit about, I felt like I was finding out this secret. And the secret was a bad secret. But at the time, when you're in a marketing program, when you're a business major, you just think about how can we make money, right? That's all they're teaching you, right? How do we make money? And, we had ethics and all that kind of stuff too. But I remember sitting in marketing principles class, and they were like, the assignment was to think about the ways that you should market something, right? And that's your mic flash. Think about the way you market something, right? And we had to come back and say how you market something. I remember like me coming back, I was like, okay, I know we're supposed to say the 4 Ps: product, promotion. The 4 Ps it doesn't matter the order, but product, place, promotion, and price. Place means where can you get it? Like distribution, right? So those are the 4 P's of marketing. And when you study marketing, you're really studying the 4 P's. You have to, price comes into economics to set it. You don't just willy-nilly, right? When you set a price, you set a price strategically where supply meets demand, right? You study demand curves and so forth. So there's the economics part of it. And the product has to be dope. So I go back to this part. I want to take a side note with this, is that most of what we're saying is to, what I felt this way when I was teaching classes about it too. Most of what we're saying is we're saying what the textbook wants us to say, but it's got to come with a caveat and a disclaimer. And I hate to say this, but it's true. Most of you suck. That's the truth. Most of you suck at rapping, and you shouldn't do it professionally. Sometimes you need to hear that. Like, a lot of people come to me and they say, oh yeah, like I'm not a math person. You're not a math person yet, but it could take you a long time to get there. But if you're telling me you want to be in engineering and you're failing the basic math test, the path of least resistance for you is not to try to become an engineer. You could do it, but it will take the kind of motivation I have to become a dope rapper when I sucked, right? And so it's like, I'm speaking from experience. Like, the first time I ever rapped, I sucked. The first time I ever did anything, I sucked, right? And if you're now a grown adult and you're just deciding that, hey, I want to jump into this incredibly competitive field of rap, everybody wants to be a rapper. Not everyone wants to be a mathematician. It's and a pretty
why? Yeah, why though? Because they want to be cool, right?
Sometimes, but I'm not even going there. I get you. You're right. Yeah. A lot of people are in it for that, and I'm not even knocking that. Yo, if you got low self-esteem, you think you're gonna build it through hip hop, fine. But the truth is, I'm not telling any of my math students to go become math professors by the time they get to college. If you're 20 years old and you think that you want to become a math professor and you're failing the basic math test, I have to tell you the probability is incredibly slim that that's going to work out for you. And it's the same thing as an MC. So we need to stop going, oh, it's about the marketing. It isn't about the marketing. It's about you being dope. And you're not going to become better than me and Quo and Fly. Bottom line, if you're terrible. If you're okay, you might. If you work hard, you could catch up, right? You know, so, and then, but then the marketing matters. If you get to a certain threshold of like, you need to be okay. Do you know how much whack stuff I hear every day that's sent to me? Every day. Today, even I got an email. I was on Instagram. Someone said, "Yo, check out my Spotify." I checked out their Spotify. I can't reply because it's so awful that there's nothing positive that I can say. So I'm gonna have to go and say, "Yo, check it out." Hopefully you find the link. I mean, what are you supposed to say, right? And I'm used to it because I get it all the time with students. Students say, "I want to do this," and I'm like, "Okay, have you thought about the path to get there?" The marketing stuff we're talking about is all makes you sound smart when you're at a cocktail party. Oh, this is what you need to do. No, you need to be good at your craft and you suck. That's what some people need to hear. And I'm saying it like that so that we can put the shock value in the face and say, look, you're atrocious at what you do. I am a math professor, okay, who's just some dude in Alexandria, and I'm a million times better than you'll ever be, is what I really want to say. Unless now you start going off because you're terrible. Now, if somebody's average, there's a possibility. Anyone can get good if you're average. But if you're just not well lined up for it, don't do it. Unless it is just to get off stress. And if that's the case, you shouldn't spend a penny on marketing. You should just do it for you and post your stuff on Facebook. Make it be free. But spending a penny on hip hop, when we already know it doesn't return good money for people that have been in the business for years who are all broke. Why do it?
Yeah, man. You know, a lot of them people, man, it's like, you know, I see them putting the money in the videos, the money in the studio, and it's sad. And the thing is too, is that, you know, if you're a rapper and you just love music and you feel like rap is like what it is, explore production, explore engineering, because you might be the worst rapper ever, but the best producer ever, or the best engineer ever, because you got the gift in your ear.
But don't spend a penny on someone marketing your video.
Don't do it.
Or
and if you're spending money on Spotify plays, stop it.
Yes, please.
Yeah, that's whack, bro. That's so whack to me, bro. People spending money on Instagram followers. They getting bots and fake plays.
You know how it works, though. They don't. They're under the belief of saying, well, if I just go and you know pay for plays or something, maybe that's how other people do it. Because when you listen, they're hearing the same thing we are. Most of these people are terrible. And so when you hear terrible people, You must be like, wow, if they made it, I'm terrible too. All I need to do is spend a little money over here, and it's going to work out for me. Because they need to hear what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? They need to hear what we're all saying. It's like, look, if you're awful, you really need to do like a skills self-assessment, right?
Yeah.
Like when you name your favorite rapper, that's probably going to tell us, right? Like when you're naming people that have no skill right off the rip, okay, like then you better do something that doesn't rely on skill. You better have the best production, the best singers, the best imaging, the best whatever. But do you really want to do that? Is that really fulfilling your purpose? You want to be a clown in front of a camera just because someone, you know what I mean? Like, think about it. Like, is this really what you want to do?
Some people don't care, bro. Some
I know.
people don't care. And that's our fault. That's the industry's fault.
It is.
For creating a market for people who aren't that skilled.
Mm-hmm.
That's the industry's fault, because there is genres within hip hop that you can't even understand what they're saying. They're making millions of dollars. These labels are giving them contracts. They're becoming famous. Blueface comes to mind right off the top of my head. Waka Flocka.
Blueface is entertaining though. You got
to but don't trip on Waka. Waka is
entertaining too. He's a million times better than the people we're talking about.
Yeah, yes. He can, like Waka can actually spit.
Yeah,
it's like he never presents that. He never, when he first came out and why he became
LCD baby
famous, and then it was intentional too, bro. It was kind of like he was like, man, listen, it was more like a gimmick, and it worked. And
LCD, lowest common denominator, baby.
That opens up doors for people who are just okay.
Yo, Effie's comment. Yo, check out my wax stuff. My $50 studio at home with bad mics and bad beats and bad vocals. I'm the worst you will hear, but I've done it my whole life. You'll love it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, bro, it's hard, man. I'm not paying for no Instagram follows or nothing like that, man. I'm gonna grind this thing out. I don't
build
care
your own universe.
I got to do it, man. And I'm so confident in my own ability, man. And there's no failure in what I'm doing. Like I just can't see myself losing. Like whatever the result is, I'm so content with just being able to do it and be true to myself. Like I'm
already winning. You already winning, bro. You do a food drive and they know you as Fly. That's a win.
I'm good with that. I'm
right?
Man, you have no idea how good I am with that. I mean, like you said, because music can't be your only thing. Even if music paid me millions of dollars, I just can't see it being my thing. You know what I'm saying? It's just for me, just so much about my image and my likeness, and introducing people to God's image and likeness that I'm so much more dedicated to. And I just I
want to make Bill Gates money so I can help people.
You guys both said something. Both said something interesting though. You said millions and you said Bill Gates money, and it's like I never think that way. I think about I asked Ski when I met him. I asked Fee and I had to build up the courage to ask Ski. I go, yeah, we got to ask him how much he makes a year. I just had to know, and I had a number in mind, and it was exactly the number that he said. I'm not gonna put his stuff out there, and I was like, yo, you make that? I was like, oh my God, I'd be so happy with that. And truthfully, this is 20 years removed or whatever, you know what I'm saying? It's like that number now, you'd be like, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, we always are shooting for, dude, if you made 50 grand this year, Jay Cruz, you'd be the happiest dude on earth. You don't need Bill Gates money. You know what I'm saying?
But what I'm saying is this is what I'm saying, right? So I feel like in your calculation, you like, let's talk about your bigger vision with the school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now your calculations understand grants and those details. So my mind doesn't put help from anybody else in the equation. If I'm building that thing, I'm using my money, and I can't do it without getting Bill Gates money. So
Bill Gates didn't get Bill Gates money unless he was loaning and leveraging himself. He borrowed money.
Yeah. I mean, like me not knowing the details, it's the vision of it. Like Bill Gates money is going to help my Africa chapter, right? I cannot stand getting calls and text messages about hungry kids. Like I want to fix that.
Yeah, so like my neighbor money would help you do that. Is what I'm saying. Like my neighbor who makes $265,000 a year. Do you know how much money $265,000 a year? I'm saying you could just take the 65 part of that and throw it away. You know what I'm saying? You can go do whatever you want with it. You don't need Bill Gates money. It's like that is so like, to me, that's a losing scenario, because No one has Bill Gates money. Nobody. No one in the entire world has Bill Gates money.
But I'm saying, yeah, I'm not.
You're giving yourself a mental image that is not attainable.
I'm giving a mental image of what I'm trying to reach for, knowing exactly what you're saying. I know I'm not going to get.
If you aim for the stars,
level,
you got to aim for the stars.
But I'm looking at that direction.
I'm with you, Quo. Aim for the stars.
See that's a bad analogy too, because like, if you still hit the moon, like the moon's a couple 100,000 away, right? The sun is 93 million miles away. It's nowhere near the moon. And that's the same analogy. Think about that as millions.
Aim
right?
for the stars, bro.
$93 million, right? Is where the sun is, right? And the moon is 230, and let's call it 50, right? To make it a round number, because that's how many miles away it is. So let's call it 250,000 miles away. It's $250,000 a year. Shoot for $250,000 a year. Like what I'm saying is actually attainable. A million is attainable.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
Again, on a realistic level, right? When I take myself down, and this is where I have my difficulties because of how big I do dream. And how big I feel like I could potentially go. So, I mean, in all honesty, I would definitely, man, I'm comfortable with 150, 200,000 a year. I'll be a millionaire at some point for sure, right? We know that. But so, I mean, but the push that Bill Gates ideology, like the thinking of that, the shooting for the moon, the stars, right? The thought process and the feeling behind that is the extra push to say, I'm going to do the most I can do. Because if Bill Gates can do it, this guy can do it. Why can't I? And that question of why does he get to and I can't? Obviously, the details about Silver Spoon, generational money, educate, all these little things. It don't matter to me. It's still the same thing. Why can't I do it? And that thought says maybe it passes off to my daughter, who has the same thought, and her daughter, and then by the time I'm dead, it happens because of my great grandchild. So in my life, that's what I shoot for. Unrealistically, and a lot of people gonna say that's unrealistic, but realistically, I'm gonna try my best to get there, and I'm gonna teach my kids to do the same thing. Right. And if it does happen in my lifetime where I come upon multi-millions, I will be able to act and make on decisions about things I truly believe on where, look, I don't need to be living in the mansion, driving a Lambo, driving 16 different cars. I don't need that. But guess what? Seinfeld did. Right. So
I would think you could do the same thing then and just think about who is and this is for all MCs. I think about who or what is the number that you really need, and then find the person that makes that or a little bit more. What I'm saying, the only thing I mean with the Bill Gates fallacy is that again, it's numbers can be confusing. Where did Fly go? Is that like Bill Gates literally is worth like what? 50 billion or some crazy amount? 50 billion. Again, with my star analogy, right? The sun is 93 million miles away. So if that was dollars, think of someone who makes 93 million. The sun is like is literally like, hundreds and hundreds of millions of times away further than just the moon is. So when we talk about now billions, you need 1,000 millions to have 1 billion, and Bill Gates got like 50 of them. You know how far away that is from the sun? Definitely. It's like,
but at the same time,
you'd be happy to be at the sun.
When you're a rapper or you're a battle MC, I saw that little thing, battle pro, you will lose, right? That mentality applied in my head, that mentality. I listen, I write beautiful, I make dope lyrics, dope thing. I push myself to that level to be considered one of the greatest in my head for me. And I knew how much work it took to do that, to be the greatest. If you're going to play in the NBA, you better be trying to be Michael Jordan, right? You're going to try to be LeBron. If you're in business, you trying to be Bill Gates, bro.
I'm not. I distribute. I strongly disagree. I'm not even trying to be
Elon Musk.
I'm not trying to be any of them, yo. I'm trying to be like, I figured out the number. That's what when I was asking with Ski, like, I mean, I have lower like aspirations, I guess is what I'm saying. Like I say, what do I need to survive? And then what do I need to be comfortable? And then what would be staggeringly stupid? I've achieved the first two already. You know what I'm saying? And I've done it by focusing on what those things are. Like straight up, I make 6 figures. I have 6 figures in the bank. That was what I thought when I was a little kid was unbelievably successful. I'm there, right? Now I'm thinking like in my head, I'm like, okay, what would I need to do the things I want to do, like the give back things? And I already live that life. I already do the give back thing, right? Yeah. So, but I'm saying in my head, what do I need? Yo, the number for me that I would need to be able to do everything I want, like even build a school or whatever, is about 5 million. Right? 5 million, I could probably do everything in the world I ever want to do. So I ain't worrying about what someone's doing to make $1 billion. You can't sleep if you want to make $1 billion. You can never sleep if you want to make $1 billion, especially if you don't have the silver spoon stuff. You have to win the lottery and live every single day knowing that you got to come up with the best scheme to win the lottery. I'm just saying for me, everybody got a different thing. I'm like, yo, if I can hit this 5 million mark, yo, like everything would be good, and that's generational wealth for my kid.
Right.
That's it. That's my number. You know, it doesn't have to be.
And that's and see,
and I don't go any less hard though.
What's cool about it is that
MC every day I wake up. You know.
Yeah, but you're giving your blueprint for it is superb because it's like super realistic.
It's realistic. Yeah. It might be limiting. It might not be like, I'm not shooting for the
moon
but no, because, I'm good with it.
Because reality is, let's say for instance, you hit that 5 million in 10 years. There might be a chance that you say, let me go to 10.
Absolutely.
Right?
I like that thinking.
Yeah,
I like that thinking.
So, and to me, I know I have to apply. Let's get to Jay. Let's get to 70,000 a year first. Let's get to. I get all, man. It's already like that's in my brain, but in my heart, in my soul,
other MCs thinking about too.
Yeah, because reality is, listen, get $40,000-$50,000 with a good job with some free time or more, right? Comfortable
and benefits
and
retirement,
401k, blah blah blah. Be smart. Don't be stupid. Within 10 years. Between my wife and I, will be making close to 200,000 a year. That's comfortable, long term. Again, having to be realistic and not living in the clouds. I love the clouds. Come on, listen to what I'm talking about. I love the clouds, but you cannot
stay in the clouds, Quo.
Yeah, you cannot, but you cannot fly.
I'm gonna be visiting you, man.
You can't fly 24 hours a day, bro. You cannot. You can if you want, but you're probably gonna fall. So come back down, get centered again, reset, and then go fly again. But again, it takes key people, because without without my team, without my people, I would be probably an aimless mess.
Quo, keep aiming for the stars, bro. That's gravity making you think like that, bro.
Gravity.
When you're in orbit, bro. When you're in orbit, you have to worry about coming down.
So when I drop it, every bang.
That's probably get fly. You and I, we could both be in the clouds, and we got pro machine.
I'm good slumming it. I'm good slumming it.
Slumming it with my 5 million. No, because reality is, you know what? Pro is going to be one of the most significant key players in getting us to the Bill Gates wedding.
No, just remember the little people. I tell all my students, I say, remember the little people. I'm just a humble rapper professor guy who's.
I feel bad. We haven't been. We've been missing these comments, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so into this conversation. First of all, we appreciate everybody. But we already are.
Me too.
We had 38 minutes over. We love each and every one of y'all dropping comments, keeping everything positive.
Bill Goins.
That's the vibe. Bill Goins, man, Bill is. We're gonna have him on the show, definitely. We actually gotta do a Zoom with him next week, Pro.
I like that saying.
I told you about it now, but thank you everybody for dropping the jewels and gems, and I'll read through all these comments later. But
yeah, bro, and it's hard to be comfortable, man, if you're not making 6 figures. I'm just gonna tell you, like.
Well, especially if you got a lot of kids, it is.
If you got kids, man, like my wife and I make over 6 figures and combined, and it's still a challenge. I don't like the concept of which I'm fine with because of my career path that I've taken steps, and I've had to learn how to manage finances and responsibilities over time. Right, I'm used to working with budgets every month, both professionally and personally. So it doesn't matter how much money you got in the bank. This is all I'm spending this month. So I'm accustomed to that, and so, but it's good to be able to have a $25,000 burden and not have to wait 2-3 months or put it on a payment plan, and you can handle it right there. And so you do need, multiple digits to be comfortable, and especially if you have charitable or philanthropic aspirations, it's gonna take, not just getting to $1 million, but you want to be able to maintain that.
He's
Better maintain the millies, be Bill Gates money, you got to get to them billies, man. You can just be reckless with the money, man.
Son,
keep drawing your picture. I want to say something.
We'd be drawing that line, like it'd be wrapping around my block by the time we get through. The sun really is 93 million.
But
let's go.
And Bill Gates is like 50 billion, dude. What I'm saying is, if you shoot for here at the 250,000, because miles of dollars in this scenario, right? 250,000 miles. Someone check out how many miles the moon is actually away. It's close to 300,000. So miles, that's our dollars. Okay, you just get done telling me how comfortable we could be at 250,000, right? You got to multiply this thing times 4. Get out to down here.
So how do you build a million? How do you build a spacecraft that can do that? This is how you do it. Let me tell you the secret.
And then you got to do this 93 more times.
But that's okay.
Let's do it.
Wait. One last thing. Let round this to 100 million. This distance times 10 to get you to 1 billion. 1 billion. And this isn't even drawn to scale, yo. You'd be 2 miles from your house by the time you get to 50 billion.
Pro, you know why? This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is why I say, if they can do it, I can do it. Right?
That's right. Anything you can do, I can do better.
And it's not. See, when I'm going to the stars, as Fly would say, that's billions of miles away. Mm-hmm. You think that I'm doing it alone? No way. No way. It could take 1,000 incredible people to make that happen.
So
how many pieces are in the vehicle to get us there? How many pieces are in a spacecraft, which every piece representing a person of value? And I mean, that's kind of an exaggeration of how many people would make that.
So there's one Bill Gates, and how many people are there on Earth?
There's other people, man. There's other people that's managed to make Bill Gates money, bro.
We're gonna get close.
Literally, he's the richest guy in the world. He gives away all his money, and he's still like the richest.
Bro, I'll be happy with a 10th reach. If we get there a 10th of the way.
Oh, okay. So a 10th of the way is like 5 billion. Okay, so you need 5 billion. I'll take a 10th of that, which will put me at what number? You tell me. What's a 10th of 5 billion?
You tell me. 5 billion, man.
500 mil, ain't it?
Yes, it is. 500 mil. So a 10th of a 10th is 1/100th. So 1/100th of the Bill Gates wealth will get you to 500 million. How many people do you know that you've ever met that are worth more than 50 million?
I've met quite a few.
Would you say 7?
About
I mean,
20.
that you've had a conversation with, like, hey man, what's going on? Hey, yeah, how the kids?
3.
Okay, so you've met a few that are worth 10 times less than this, right? To get you down to 50 million. Like 3 in the whole life of all the people you've ever met in your life have met this. Right. And wouldn't you think this is just a little bit more realistic than times 10 to get to 500 million, and then times 10 to get to 5 billion?
Absolutely,
this is 1%.
234 BOB.
This is
pro. All I care about, bro, is you take all your mathematician magic and you roll with me, man. That's all.
That's it, bro.
That's all you gotta worry.
Remember, I'm gonna be good over here.
I know. I'm gonna be good. But when we get there, you cannot throw your hands up and be like, I'm done.
It's 1,000 times less than you.
Hey,
it's
Pro.
1,000 times less. I'm good, man.
Hey, Pro. Your boy Jeff Bezos. Guess where he wanted to go when he was a child?
The moon.
He wanted to go to space.
You know why?
Guess where he just came back from, though.
Okay, but let's talk about how we got there. Let's talk about how we got there. But these are the things people do. These are the same fallacies we make when we talk about hip hop superstars, right? It's because they're all broke. Everyone in the world, except Bezos and Bill Gates and maybe Warren Buffett, right? And a handful of other people that are anywhere even in that stratosphere, are that's just people living. It's not counting all the millions of people that die every year, right? It's like no one has ever got to that wealth in the history of mankind. And we decided to set our sights on some totally unrealistic thing because both of those dudes, like, they had to do earth-shattering things. What made Bill Gates rich? Honestly, what made him rich? An incredible, ridiculously stupid knowledge of computers.
Let's talk
founding Microsoft. Dude.
I think it's more.
Microsoft.
I think what's the biggest takeaway from what he's trying to say, and with the comparison to Bezos wanting to go to space when he was a kid, is the spirit of the concept.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not the dollars and cents.
But here's my thing.
It was his aspiration.
That same spirit.
Exactly.
And it doesn't have anything to do with the financial. I'm self-driven to be the best I can absolutely be.
And that's the real message. That's the message in it all. That's the message right there.
But the thing is that a lot of people internally feel like failures if they don't get to some certain number or they don't have like 5 plaques on their wall or whatever. People are like, oh, I didn't do it. And then they're throwing money away to go market because their imaging of what they need to be they've programmed themselves their whole life to be failures. And it's like, yo, I've been a millionaire. I've made well over $1 million in my life. But who cares because it's over the long term, right? That's what we'll say. It's like, yo, like, okay, if you make 6 figures and you made it for 10 years, you've made over $1 million, right? So I don't go around going, I don't have $1 million. But it's like, what I think of myself is when I was a little kid, if I told myself, you know, what I've got now, I'd be like, no way. You know what I mean? And so I never would think of myself as like, yo, man, I'm a failure. Yo, I only made blah, 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 blah. And so many young people do. And they're like, we got to get to here. And don't even see the successes.
And I feel, and you know, when I'm seeing the, you know, again, because I see where you're coming from the teacher standpoint about the massive amounts of people that will not get even close to
the ones I'm saying don't even rap, yo.
Right. And I yeah. Like, and what I'm saying is that this is also another point for the people that are like us. As an example, we got Bill Goins, whose company was doing 100 million a month. We're gonna be on a Zoom call with him, right? He said Pro it's 1 finding 2 and expand this to the 26 power, and that is
10 to 26 power.
Right. So it's like, you know, and Bill came out of retirement to join the movement with Bridging the Gap and Tam, like it's all these elements of people that have been there, like walk to these high levels of business that now we are building family with. That it's, again, it's not going to be just us 3. It's not going to be just the Freedom Corner brand label and Pro and Quo. It's not going to be Family and Friends Entertainment. It's not going to be Tommy, and it's going to be like, yo, we sitting at you want to see the round table? It's going to be one of them long tables with 75 seats. That's how I see it. That's how I see it.
To the sun, to the sun. To the sun. Pro gonna be right there, bro.
I don't know if we want to go to the sun though, bro. We might get burned up.
It's a little dangerous. You know? It's a little dangerous in that atmosphere, man. I feel it though, man. Some of these people.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said Bill. Go ahead. My bad. I misquoted him. I said 100. But see, it's all good. We're shooting for the stars, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Said his company did $1 million a month. That's incredible. You know,
2 to the 20th, baby. 2 to the 20th, baby.
Yeah. But you know, so it's like, again, it's the you know, when you,
I heard him say that actually earlier today. I was going to correct you. I actually happened to be in a room where he was saying that. He said that somebody, he's like, we were making $1 million a month. Remember, we were in that room earlier.
Yeah. That's what I heard it. Yeah. But again, it's like, you know, if it wasn't for the social media aspect and being able to give my soul to other people and vice versa, or give my knowledge, like there'd be no way in the world that I'd be able to talk with Bill, right? Or Tommy, so it's like, this is what I'm using to solidify the possibilities of going beyond what we want to just be comfortable with, or a little bit more than comfortable with, or something that we consider would be great. Because, you know, you might hit that 5 mil pro and be like,
I wouldn't just stop. I wouldn't be like, yo, but what I'm saying is that there's so many things you need to spend your energy on, right? And it's like throughout the course of my day, right? Like, I know the percentage of time that I spend on my son, right? I know the percentage of time that I spend on teaching math, thinking about faculty development, thinking about promoting the album, think about writing a new rhyme, right? Think about practicing, thinking about exercising. And unless you do something that is extraordinary, world-shattering, different, right? The like when you look at just those metaphors, like the Bill Gates founded Microsoft, dude. It's the most revolutionary company that's ever been in the history of all companies, save maybe Apple, right? And Amazon, right? And then you look at it and you go, okay, let's look at Amazon, right? And you got Jeff Bezos, the current richest person in the world, who is a cold-hearted killer, right? He like, have you ever seen the guy smile? I mean, it's like dude, he didn't even smile. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't even know if he has a warm heart. Like, yeah, he's different, right? He's different. And it's like, you know, you look at that dude and it's like, okay, he gave more to his wife than, you know, the next 1,000 people you meet will ever make in their lifetime, of course, too. You know,
next million people.
Yeah, we're talking about Dre. I mean, he makes Dre look broke. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah,
and like,
exactly.
And the dude, not only did he form Amazon, I mean, like, that's just one in a long list. We even look at people like Mr. Tesla guy or whatever. You know what I mean?
Elon Musk.
Yeah, Elon Musk. Like, we look at how stupid rich he is. He's broke compared to them, but it's like he's not broke, but he's on the way, right?
He's on the way.
The dude started PayPal. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're not starting PayPal. I'm not starting PayPal. I'm not starting Amazon. I'm not starting Microsoft. You know what I'm saying? But you could be the most successful rapper of all time, and you could be Jay-Z, right? And Jay-Z opened up 50,000 other companies. He's an other world. His brain like is just in another world category. Not to say that you can't exceed that, but if you do that, if you did that, you did that over a length of a career for 40 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just got done talking about how he got his first record deal in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? It took 40 years for the dude to get to where he is. You know, it took to 2000s until he started making in the millions. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so project your age and where you're gonna start from now and where you're gonna get to. What like life altering thing has to happen for you to get to the $1 billion mark? You know, so it's a crazy. What I'm just saying is it's a mirage. It's more smoke and mirrors. It's looking at the shiny objects that are way off in the distance that are grabbing your attention. It's like, dude, you have the capability to make 10 million. 10 million is like, if you did that, you'd be the most successful person that almost admittedly that you've ever met. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, dude, 10 million wouldn't be a bad place. And you could live a normal life.
Would not live a normal life, bro. But I will say that gap has closed drastically, because I think
Which gap?
The gap between being able to attain money, it doesn't take as long as it used to.
That's because the money is worth less. I mean, there's inflation has happened, right? So
because inflation is happening,
that's the future value of money. Yeah,
but the expansion over a contract, though, you look at like, let's take NBA players. LeBron, if I'm not mistaken, LeBron just made $1 billion. What I'm saying?
Again, right? And like, LeBron is a once in a generational player who never curses, doesn't get in any trouble. He's a marketing genius.
But I think if LeBron had came with the same mind, the same person, same individual,
and skill set,
and the same skill set, and take him 20 years back, he would have not had $1 billion.
No, he wouldn't. But again, you wouldn't need this kind of. Yeah, there's an exponential growth. But I'm saying Michael Jordan, like, was every bit as rich as LeBron James for his day, right? In the time he was giving away his $30 million when he was playing for the Bulls, right? He gave it away to the Twin Towers. I think gave away some millions to that, right? When that happened, he's like, nah, you can take my salary. And the dude, again, sneaker contract, like, dude, Nike. Okay, it's like literally you're talking Nike money, revolutionary, two of the biggest icons there are in the world. But nobody's looking at like, I could be Paul George. You know what I'm saying? It's you be Paul George.
That's still a lot of money,
human. Yes, that's what I'm saying. And it's like, you don't need $1 billion. You don't need 100 million. No one needs 100 million. By the way, I think every CEO that has $1 billion should be outlawed. Personally, like, I'm not that kind of capitalist that thinks that that's good for humanity. There's nothing good with being a billionaire. That's way too much money for one human being. One person.
I agree with that.
No one should have that much money. $1 billion. I don't think people have a grasp, and this is why I get upset when I'm teaching too. Is like, people don't have a grasp for what $1 billion even is. Our minds aren't wired to think like that.
Yeah, right.
It's like it's 1,000 millions, dog. 1 million 1,000 times. You know, if you're making 50,000 a year, it's going to take you 20 years to make 1 million. Now you want to multiply 20 times 1,000? So It's gonna take you 20,000 years to get there if you had a $50,000.
I never want to stunt the reach of my dream.
That's right. That's
yeah,
right.
but it shouldn't. My thing is, it should not be tied to a magic number. It's just my thing. And maybe that motivates people, but
not. It's tied to limitless.
It's tied to the spirit. It's tied to the spirit. Man.
See, I don't have a number. I throw out billions. Like what I'm saying is limitless. Like there's no attachment to that. I say
so that's like I think Gandhi when you say no attachment, or I think Buddha, right? It was like live with no attachment, right? No stuff. Like why not mention Buddha, right? Like it's like he's not tied to the wealth. I get it though. Everybody has a different thing. Like some people it's money, other people it's like influence, it's like deeds you've done or whatever. But it's like the money one gets in the way of when we say, I say it in my rhyme, right? What inspires you? What is your actual purpose? Your purpose can't be to be Bill Gates, or you live in, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm not saying your purpose is, but I'm like, so many rappers do the same thing because that's what we're taught to say. We're taught to say, I want Bill Gates money. No, you don't. No one in the world gets Bill Gates money. So why do you need his money? Look what he's trying to do, right? Despite all the conspiracy theories and all whatever, the dude's trying to get rich because he's a billionaire. That's what they do, right? He gives away more money than probably anybody who's ever lived, and he's trying to stop world like famine, and he's trying to put toilets in underdeveloped countries. That's one of his big things, right? Dude, I'm not getting into all the conspiracy theories with the vaccine and all that stuff, but I'm saying like
population. I mean,
that dude in his head, I'm sure he thinks he's like, I want this money so I can do X, Y, and Z with it, right? And the thing is, I think what we need more front and central is what is it that we really want to do? You know, like. I know, like, okay, I would love to build an institution that uses hip hop to help STEM, you know what I mean? To get underrepresented people in STEM into it, because it's such a high paying like job thing. I think it would end poverty for a lot of people that don't believe that there's a lot of opportunities. That's pretty small. It's pretty modest, but that's been one of mine. I would like my kid to be great.
Yeah, I love that concept. I love that concept. I wanted to start a community center in the underserved area where I believe one of the keys to attaining success is just education. And sometimes just even the exercise, like we was talking about the freestyle exercises, there's something about the exercise of the brain that expands your gray matter and it creates room for more potential, right? And so I believe in wanting to educate our kids, our youth, and I feel like the younger you get a child, the better they have a platform to, you know, expand upon and grow upon. They see potentials and stuff bigger. So that's
Have you priced that out? Have you priced that out?
I have to a certain extent, and I want it to be like citywide. I want there to be. I don't believe. Okay, let me say it this way. I believe in charity, like wholeheartedly. I give thousands of dollars away, right, each year. But I also believe in teaching people how to fish more than I believe in just giving people stuff, right? So I want to create an institution that's designed to teach people how to take better care of themselves. And if it's technical projects, whether it's teaching people how to code, how to write, how to wire, how to cook, whatever it is. Because really, to your point, I know we were just joking about the Bill Gates and the money, but to your point, like I believe that if you can provide for yourself and provide for your family, that's success. Like that's pretty much as we can ask for, right? So I believe in teaching people skills.
For the mouse.
There's the largest mall for the most part in the area here in Jackson. It's pretty much empty, right? It's been closed down. It's in the heart of the city, and it was like the centerpiece of Mississippi, of Jackson, when I moved here from Chicago. And there's like nothing there now, but like a Burlington's, maybe a couple other things. The city police moved into it because that's how like dormant it has become, right? And I wanted to take that building. This is a vision I've had for at least a decade, bro, and put an institution in there for coding and technology and different skills. And I wanted to be free. I want there to be free after school care for parents who are single parents. And I've seen this strike my community for so long, where you got kids whose potential is stunned and dwarfed because your mom's working 2 jobs just to stay poor, right? And so she can't invest into her kids. And her biggest thing is to put food on the table, right, and to keep the lights and the water on. But at her best effort, she still can't buy you clean clothes and keep your hair cut.
Yeah.
Right. And so I just want to be able to provide free after school care for working parents' mom. But look, this is the deal. Right. You can't just drop your kid off, right? You had to be part of the class. You had to volunteer so many hours a month. And, you know, we're going to have to work together. We need your work schedule. So if you're working throughout the night, I don't want you to worry about your kid just being left at home with a video game. Hey, let's bring him to the community center where he can be taught and he can learn and he can be growing.
Learn how to DJ and MC.
You know what I'm saying? Learn how to do math, learn how to rap, learn how to write poems, something where your kid.
That's all STEAM right there, yo. Talking about a STEAM camp.
And that's what I want. That's what I really
I mean, you could do that with, I mean, the seed money for that, man, even with 2 million, like with 2 million, you could have, and those are one of those you build it, they shall come kind of things. Because when we put out into the earth that our goal is a physical amount of money, guess what? Everyone's working against you because everyone has a similar goal and they don't want your money to go to you. They want to know about your cause and what it is that you're about. So when you put out there in the ether that, yo, I want $2 million, no one's trying to give you $2 million. Kickstarters work because they're attached to a goal that people believe in. And if you're a leader, a person, like leadership starts with believing that that person has your best interest at heart, right? Like, who do you follow? You follow people who are about the team, right? Like if I'm like, yo, follow me, Jay, follow me, follow my plan here, and I'm going to help us. You're going to probably follow me if I say it with conviction. But if I'm like, yo, follow me because I just need 2 million, man. 2 million, I'll feel good. There's no inspiration there, right? But if you say a center, you want to build a center and you put that plan out into the earth, the earth will give you that center. You know what I'm saying? Like that's automatic, you know? And then that's blessings upon blessings that can come from that. And then that becomes, you know, franchised out or whatever, or nonprofit version of a franchise everywhere. That manifests itself, you know? Those things can happen. But you got to vision it. Think about that small money. I am not one of these people who believes in the whole gets on these boards. And, you know, I tell Jay about it all the time. I do not believe in the vision it. You'll manifest it. No, you won't. No, you won't. It doesn't work like that. You have to vision it, think it out, write the plan, put it into the air. But you don't just fart it out into the air. You have to say it around people who can do something for you. You have to cultivate those. It's work. It's elbow grease. And it's like, but when you're doing that, that attracts attention. People find that if you're charismatic with it and you're about the right thing, which people know you are, that's very doable. You know what I'm saying? One
of the biggest things that hurt my whole being the most is, of course, money, right? You know, it's like trying to understand it. Pops always said cash is king, and I realized that. And then recently, you know, it was like I learned that life in abundance is actually the root of my want for the money. You know, that's a beautiful way to put it. How I can see.
How did you say it?
Life in abundance.
Life in abundance. Okay, got you.
Yeah,
life in abundance.
Why
I thought you said life and abundance.
Right, life in abundance. Yeah. So that's actually what your wife was talking to me about. And I was like, man, I love that, life in abundance.
Wife dropping the jewels,
gems. So one thing, like I always had a vision of like everybody I knew that I loved to be a king and a queen, like their own castle, their own, you know, because I've spent so much of my life worrying about paying bills, how am I to put food on the table, the pressure, fights with you know, former, you know, relationships I had with people about money, like, you know, and just seeing how I could ruin your life, you know, and I always knew I could not be all about money. But yeah, when I would have conversations with people, they might think that, especially when I'm talking the way I'm talking, right? They're like, "That's all you about." No, it's because I know it makes it. Cash is king and queen, and the more I can help, I want you to be a king and a queen. I want you to see it. Like my favorite question to ask people was, if you could have any car in the world, and money wasn't attached, you just had all these cars in one lot, and you got to pick the one you want, what would it be? And 100 times out of 100, it was always, well, you know, that Honda Civic, man. I'm like, what? Yo, that Ford F-150, bro. You know, to get my.
Who says that? Who says that?
That's what I'm saying. A lot of people, bro.
Really?
Too many. I'm like, yo, I just told you could get any they thought it was like a trick question because of how it came up. And then I'm like,
I do like my whip, but I could think of
but if I
a little
could pick
better.
one, so you got to remember too the way that this conversation evolved to where I asked a question. They were kind of, they're like, well, is it a right or wrong answer, right? Yeah, but I'm saying no, like honestly, like,
Maserati would probably do it for me. Yeah.
Point is that 100% of them were greedy, and they were aware of it. They didn't want to be greedy. You see, I'm telling you immediately, I want a Lambo. I am not greedy.
I don't.
I want a Lambo. Why do I want a Lambo? Yeah, me personally, I love. Dude, I wouldn't even drive it. I would wake up in the morning with my coffee, and I would just look at it because it's such a beautiful piece of art.
That's because you're so selfless that you deserve it. Because you're not greedy. You're exact opposite.
Yeah, you're gonna like pristinely put that in the garage and just
right. Never drive it, bro. I mean, I would obviously, but the point is that 100 people told me they want a Honda F-150, but because they're greedy.
I don't know who they are. A Honda. Yo, I tell people the exact opposite. Don't settle for a Honda. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get a Honda, don't get a Ford Taurus. Just don't do it. Everybody's got one. Just be a little different. You know what I'm saying? Get like,
and if you feel like you might be a greedy person or whatever, just think that greed, money is life in abundance, right? Just like the wonderful Miss Plus.
Yeah, I'm not there yet, but I know where you're heading. But I'm not in your way, because I'm not like the Lambo for me is ridiculously stupid and ostentatious in my taste buds. Like when you might even know one that looks like I've not even seen.
What would your car be?
But I hear Lambo and I go, oh, that's like someone's trying too hard. It's like you see someone with 50,000 rips on their jeans. It's like, dude, your jeans are trying too hard. You know what I mean? It's like my wife is in the same vein, like Maserati, right? Like I got a G70 Genesis, kind of looks like the Maserati on a lesser budget, right? It's people stop and go, yo, is that a Maserati? And it's like, no, that's a responsible Maserati. You know what I'm saying? Like a Maserati, you're gonna drop maybe a digit and a half, for probably $150, you can get a Maserati. Yeah. I don't need anything better than that, but honestly, I don't really need anything better than the car that I currently have. But if I could have anything I wanted, sky's the limit. Yeah, it'd probably be a Bentley convertible, super smooth Bentley convertible, or what's the car that looks like the Aston Martin, like the Aston Martin. Like yeah. But I'm not a Lambo guy. I'm not a over the top sport car.
But you gave the right answer. And
yeah.
Real quick, Bill. Thank you again for, tuning in with us this whole time. That's great, man. We're going to talk to you next week. Have a great rest. And we are definitely, we have your, we got your back, bro. 100%. But Pro, that's the answer, because like reality is you could say that and you're not greedy. It's real. Like, yo, if I could, that's what I would want. So then the next question is,
but I wouldn't feel bad at all. Just not having it. It's like I don't.
It wouldn't make it. It wouldn't make
the limit. Like I don't need to have it. You know what I'm saying? But,
yeah. So I guess in a way, it's in your case, it doesn't make a difference. In my case,
no, it makes a difference. I mean, like I don't want a Ford Taurus. Like I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't want a Ford Taurus.
Hey, bro,
I'm not saying I'm trying to. I'm not trying to slum it.
Don't knock the Ford Taurus, bro. You sound like J. Cole when he said I don't even want to mop at Wendy's. Now everybody at Wendy's looking like. No more Ford.
Yeah, I don't mean if Ford puts up the duck and tail, those Ford trucks though.
My Dukes used to roll around in there was 4 seats, but there was only 2 doors. The Ford Fiesta, red one, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah, hey. But again, the thing is that I say all this to provide a question that we all need to ask ourselves. And however, pros are the perfect example of the yin and yang. Like there's 2 sides of how this works. And it's just, why can't I? Why?
It's like the Celtics model. Why not us?
Yeah, exactly. Why not? And once if you believe in that and you ask yourself that, and now you say, man, I can, right? Or I'm going to try my best to get to that point. It's almost like the dream board, or, I take all this information and I shoot it right up because it's like, there's so many details to get there. But the biggest question is playing those mind games. Why not? What's the difference? Oh, now you can create excuses. Well, I didn't get the silver spoon. My daddy didn't. I don't do none of that. That's just not I can't do that. That makes me want to throw up. Right.
I remember when I was like in my early 20s, I was like, yo, if I could just do college shows when I get older. It's like funny how I made that my goal. You know what I'm saying? If I could just do college shows and really, if I could like just continue to just keep learning for free. You're right. I mean, what you set your sights on is usually like what you hit. But what I'm saying is you gotta ask yourself that question is, what do you really want? You know what I'm saying? What I really want is a lot less humble than most people. You know, like I'm like, yeah, I can tell you, when people say superstar, I could be Neil deGrasse Tyson. That's who I can be. I don't need to be bigger than that. Do you know what I like about him? Because he's respected for his mind. He's always learning. He doesn't take himself too seriously, and he's probably worth about $5 to $10 million. You know what I'm saying? You can do everything you want. You got it. Not so like you can bump into him at the mall, and you're not gonna flip out. You're gonna go home and tell your family you just met him. But he ain't. Yeah, no one's like taking away his anonymity.
And I think that is, you know, in my case, right? Because you shoot, you know, I shoot for these goals, and like. I'm happy to do this as, hey, I get my million or whatever it may be. And I say, you know what? I see how much effort it takes to get that. And what's the next set of efforts I have to put forward to make that more bigger. I might be like, you know, I just don't want to do it. I did my best, and I go to the grave happy. So, but till then, I'm going to continue on this path of the way I see it, you know. And it all comes down to, again, like kings and queens. I just want all of us to be kings and queens. Like, I hated the fact to say, like, you know,
I want to be a rook.
A rook. Like my grandmother. My grandmother got dementia.
I'm playing.
I don't want to be a pawn, but a rook or a bishop, I'm pretty good.
Bishop, good, yeah.
A lot less pressure.
But like my grandmother,
a sneaky rook that wins the whole game.
My grandmother got dementia, right? She before it would hit her heavy, she wanted to go do this and that and all these things that unless I had a lot of money and freedom, I could not do. Financial freedom, I can't do it now, right? So that's the kind of stuff like, oh, I want all my family. I got 20 million family members. Exaggeration, obviously, but not really. I got a ton of cousins that are like brothers. I got aunties and uncles like crazy.
My brothers and my
Why
cousins.
can't we all go to Hawaii together and
see? This is what it is. This is what it is. You have a much bigger heart than me. Like you have so many things you want to do.
Yeah,
you want to take care of the world. I don't.
Right.
Like I want to help random people. Don't get me wrong, but I don't have a list of people where I'm like, yo, I got to make sure X, Y. First of all, I'm an only child. Second of all, you know, like I don't really live near any of my relatives or anything like that. And
dude, if I didn't have my family,
I can name you like 10 of them.
Right. I think I got created this way.
That's a lot of pressure, man.
Size of my family.
If you feel that every day. That's
a
lot of burden. But
it is.
I don't. Yeah, I'm like, yo, if I got enough money to go to the movies, my bank account is like, it's got like enough zeros on it. My car is clean. You know what I'm saying? And like,
I don't dwell in it, which is good. You know, again, I'm blessed to have the way that I operate. I'm blessed. Like,
absolutely.
You know, I understand. I'm very much a reality. You know what I mean? Because you have to be, and I'm always for that. But again, it's just I love possibilities and variables, and you know, the mathematics of it all, I guess, is what I really do love. You know, you do this, it could do that, and this could make this, and this could do that. So I'm always doing
right here too.
If you really want money for your dream, looking at grants. Exactly. And see, these are the things that I was talking about.
Giving away
like
money.
I had no idea about these things, and now I'm learning about it. So, you know,
thanks, Bill.
Our vision, at the end of the day, we want to make great music and we want to help people, and we want to do it on a massive scale.
Jay just wants to help more people.
I just want to.
Jay's got a bigger list.
I feel you on that, though. I feel you.
I know you do, Fly. That's why, man. It's okay. We needed two of us to kind of like balance out, because Pro is a heavyweight, man. On those mental scales,
the neighborhood. Maybe a few other people.
I'm gonna make sure that for trick or treating. Yeah.
I think my mind can help solve a lot of world problems if I get a big enough platform. Like I was thinking about school committee. I was thinking about city council. I was thinking of, do I ever want to be a representative or a senator? And I was like, no, Like it was like their life is awful. Like, why would anyone run for politics outside of like your local kind of thing? And I'm like, how much good could I do if I was like on the school committee? I think I could do a lot of good on the school committee. Like I could win. You know, I got the credentials.
You would do good as president of the United States.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's what. So those kind of positions, who would want to be the president of the United States right now?
In their right mind, right?
In your right mind, like
yeah, but like 16 years from
everything
now.
you said, they gotta like rewind the show and go, wait a minute, listen, Pro said they suck. You know what I'm saying? Like you rappers suck, and they edit it up and be like, I think people suck. You know, it's gonna be like Pro hates people. You remember when you said you hate people? I'm like, I didn't say I hate people.
We dug and we did it. But then
they're gonna be clipping me going, I want 5 million. I want 5 million. You know,
yeah, exactly.
Money
and look at his buddy Jay saying he's gonna make more money than Bill Gates.
Yeah, Fly, he's a well-dressed Christian rapper. What is that?
Exactly. Yeah, but I mean, but again, like, you know, I could see you if you was, you know, a presidential candidate, bro. Like,
nah,
I could never, like, I wouldn't. That's not me. But I could see you fitting that suit if you ever wanted to. You know what I mean? You don't.
I'd vote for you, bro. I definitely vote for you, man.
I appreciate it.
2 votes already, bro.
Maybe president of the school board or something. You know I just want a rook, man. Rook and bishop is where I'm, you know.
No, I feel you, man. But I tell you what, though, there's 2 things that I think that greatly influences our dreaming and our reality. Are I would say probably our circumstances. Like him coming from Quo coming from a larger family, you coming from a much smaller family, having 1 kid and also being the only child.
Right.
And so having that desire to have the ambition, in other words, to want to be around lots of people. And then sometimes it's also like even our dreams are determined. Like when you ask people what your goals are, a person, if it's like, bro, if I don't make but $30,000 a year, I ain't
Happy said, president of the neighborhood watch.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
and that's Pro, man. And as you get older, though, Pro, I had to agree with you, man. Like I'm still in my early 30s, right? And so, like, you think about how less important some of the stuff is you dreamed about when you were a kid. Like,
no. That's not where I'm at. No, this is where I'm at. This is where I'm at. I've had the same dreams for a long time. Like I wanted to get my master's in math. I wanted to have a doctorate, right? I wanted to be married and have a kid and have a paid off car and have, you know, not have debt. You know what I'm saying? And be like a successful rapper, but work it in the course of my day. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to be able to work a regular job and rap. You know what I'm saying? Like those were my, again, people ask me this all the time. I'm like, no, I've never had any ambition to be like a multi-millionaire or any of that stuff. I'm like, yo, could I get $270,000 a year though? I think I could be real good, you know? Like it's been consistency like that. Like, yeah, it's been like, no, I want to be better than average, like financially set, like kind of stuff. But I don't have some gross like thing. I've never been like that. You know, it's just not, I want my stuff to look nice. I keep my room clean. You know what I'm saying? Like my house is clean. I want my stuff. I lived in a 1-bedroom apartment when I moved out, but it was the flyest 1-bedroom apartment you could see. And I was spending $900 a month in a place where it was $2,700 a month to live. But I had previously had my car repossessed. I previously had credit problems. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, yo, if I could just get a master's and maybe make some money from doing some of my own shows at a bigger level, work some adjunct teaching jobs, maybe then I could get a doctorate and I could be a full-time professor, and then I could rap and travel whenever I want. Yo, like that's pretty much been the goal. Now I'm coming into it where I'm like, you know what? I could probably push that a little further. You know what I'm saying? I could probably be, and I want to be the dopest rapper ever. You know what I'm saying? Always want to be the best version of that I can be. That's internal. I want to know everything there is to know about science. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to know quantum physics perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Like that's my goal. Whatever that takes me to, I'm cool with. You know what I'm saying? That's probably not president of the United States though. But.
Let's put it like this too. This is maybe a good question. So how much do you believe in the impact that you make being you and how you speak and present yourself and drop knowledge. What, like the scale of impact that you can have on a human being that you're communicating with. How would you rate that on a scale from 1 to 10?
For me personally, or you're saying? I gotta make sure I understand your question. So, am I answering?
Around, so like the
circle of impact.
The circle of impact.
When you say rate it, would I rate like you mean what I've done? Is that what you're saying? Like up to this
moment?
No.
Yeah. With who you are now, right?
Oh, okay.
So if you know.
Oh, in terms of what impact do I have in the world, like that kind of thing.
For just like if you would, we're talking with us, but if someone that doesn't know you, sat down with them and a one-on-one session with someone, and what kind of impact
I get what you're saying
you could possibly have, right?
I think I've got to teach 150 college classes. I've performed and spoken at over 120 colleges. I taught 6 years at a high school. I've taught at 12 different universities. I've had stop people in their car, like stop what they're doing, kind of impact as an MC. Have people tell me I'm the greatest rapper they've ever heard or freestyle they've ever heard. How
many people you think that is in total?
Yeah, I would say probably you mean like world reach? I don't know, maybe 5 million people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Probably, right? That's probably if I'm going on. So I'd say compared to the people where I grew up, I have probably 10 times more impact than almost everybody I know who's from the same city, except for people who ran for like politics and stuff like that.
And that's exactly what I wanted to look for. So now let's take a comparison check. Let's just take this show as an example, right? You look at all the people that are getting paid to do their show at a high level, right? And you compare impact. And you do the same thing with the music. You do the same thing with your teaching, and you compare impact. Now, to me, your impact should be exposed to the entire world.
Well, that's why I'm rapping with Quo.
And it could be why we got fly in the mix. But what I'm saying is that the value equation that's put to work on that is like incredibly high, because this is not about music. This is
so
about
much to offer as an individual.
Yes, and to hold back on how much, because reality is money equals you in people. So the more people you get to expose yourself to give the gift that you have for everything you are about, that is where I'm saying is the Bill Gates value.
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm with
you know what I mean? Yeah,
but it is valleys and peaks, though. It's like you can't. Like when you do the multiple avenues, it's like like I say a lot of times when people ask how do you do the 2 career things, it's like to get the master's in math, I had to go in my dungeon, that 1-bedroom apartment, and go in every night and not come out. And literally, I'd start at like 10 in the morning sometimes, and I'd be like, I'm going to work for 3 hours, and it's 10 p.m. at night, and all the lights in the house, like it's pitch black, and I'm like, I hope the sub shop is open next door because I've worked 12 hours on a problem. Or, you know what I mean? So you go through those things, but I put that same energy into writing, as when it comes to writing a rap or producing a track or whatever. I'll take that same endless energy, because my competitive advantage is I never get tired, ever. I've never gotten tired. I can do this 48 hours straight, as you know. And you met Fee, and he's like, dude, he's a robot,
Exactly.
And so because of that, it's allowed me to do multiple things. Like, I can teach ref basketball, take care of my kid, what I'm saying, do the family stuff I need to do, and then go for a doctorate. Sure. You know what? I'll write a book, and I'll make my album, and I'll have a baby, and I'll teach my full-time job all at the same freaking time. No problem. That's what I did. So but there's valleys and peaks with that. So you go through this massive stretch of unbelievably focused energy, 4 different directions though. So I guess focus might be the wrong word. I'm splitting my focus, right? Getting it all done, working the impossible. I'm used to that. I like that. And then I go, but then you have to come down, and it has to be, okay, let me birth this new thing. Like, what I'm saying? Like, get this ready. Promote this,
but
and then
ain't that
do
life.
It again.
Ain't that life?
It is.
Hopefully life ain't like this and this.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'm a pretty even keeled dude too. Like overall, like I'm not a huge.
Yeah, that's me. I'm not a. My peak, it never gets low. Like I just.
Yeah, you can put. anything in front of you, and it's like whatever.
Yeah. For me, man, my life has been, but that's intentional too. That's deliberate. So I put a lot of work into my life so that I can maintain somewhat of that. Of course, it represents lifelessness, but like that flat line, man. Like I work real hard to get to stay there,
Brad
and
Stevens,
not have
baby.
so many.
You know what's gonna be the jump off?
Many peaks and valleys.
Look, you know what's gonna be the jump off when we go on a little college tour and we hit every college in the United States.
That's that right so
there.
I would love that. I've not hit every. There's over 3,000 colleges out there.
Well,
baby.
but guess what? It's a possibility. And when you do that, bro, and then you start moving things on the TED Talks and getting all this stuff, and this is how we expose who we are.
Forgot about those.
We have to expose who we are, because otherwise we're doing it.
So a Superman stays hidden, and all we give him is our Clark.
We have to, because if we don't, we are doing a disservice to anyone we care about and ourselves. We are great people. We need to understand that. There's nothing wrong with that. We are able to inspire, encourage other people. We're able to gain audience and grab attention. But
many of you suck.
Said the most inspirational rapper I know.
I hope that
inspires. But no,
you suck. I'm just being real with y'all.
There's a lot of people out there that are just like us.
Right.
And
yes, sir. I agree.
You need to have your voice, and there's a lot of people that will just listen and take away something to change their life. Like that's what it's all about. So, anyway, we're going on a tangent. We went 3 hours and 10 minutes.
Y'all an hour.
And
we got to start early with the good stuff. Is what remember I said. I think we'll just round out the show with this. And we were like,
wind out an hour. We get
I recommend this book to everybody right here. I recommend this book to everybody.
Bill Bryson.
I think you've whipped that up.
Short history of nearly everything.
Wow.
Definitely read that book.
I never heard of that. That looks like a good read.
You
right there.
Definitely want to read that book.
Yeah, I'm a fanatic for knowledge, man. Like why hippopotamus doesn't sweat, just like random crazy stuff.
No, this isn't random. This is like the deep inner workings of like a lot of the things that you probably have thought about at one point or another, all kind of put together.
Yeah, I love stuff like that. Love it.
Like it'll talk about like earthquakes, and it'll go into like from earthquakes, it'll go into like tornadoes, and they'll start talking about like life expectancy, and then they'll get into imagine trying to live in a world dominated by I like this. All right, ready? Let's see if you guys catch this. Imagine trying to live in a world dominated by dihydrogen oxide, a compound that has no taste or smell and is so variable in its properties that it is generally benign, but at other times swiftly lethal. Depending on its state, it can scald you or freeze you. In the presence of certain organic molecules, it can form carbonic acids so nasty that they can strip the leaves from trees and eat the faces off statuary. In bulk, when agitated, it can strike with a fury that no human edifice could withstand, even for those who have learned to live with it. It is an often murderous substance. We call it water.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those.
It's so funny. Yeah, in our Bridging the Gap, we got May, and she's like a water expert, right? She's talking about how water is alive, and the nutrient, it's just like when you go pick a fruit or vegetable right from the tree, and then you eat it, you're getting the most vibrant energy that fruit has to offer
when it's freshest. Yeah.
Right. And the way that the movement of the water, the life of the water, when it's consumed right.
You were talking to me about, I think last week you said something about that when it's fresh or stagnant, when you don't want it to be stagnant.
Yeah, it sits in a bottle that now it starts.
Never heard that before.
It's life force, right? And I got to learn more about it. It's about some ionization process or something like that. But
dihydrogen dioxide.
Yeah, and there's actually, I believe there's a spring or well somewhere in Asia, or that they call it's like the holy grail of the water, where it's like these people that drink from this water, their life is like way above average because of this water. So there's truth to be had behind all that. And you know what too? All the pollutants in the air, go up in the clouds, right? And now it's raining down on our fruits and vegetables and all this stuff that we put into our body, and there's so much. We need more antioxidant protection in our lives, and it's worse and worse. But luckily, medication is also moving up in the right direction. But
if you make it to the singularity,
but I feel like medication is part of it.
It can be.
Yeah, crippling.
Yeah,
look, I was
man.
in a room the other day. They were like talking about stereotypes, right? And like, yo, someone was disagreeing. And like, do you think all black people like chicken? And the shorty was like,
yes,
fried chicken, right? And obviously the stereotype is but she was having trouble with it. But then I said, listen, Talib Kweli said one thing. I only say half the bar. Medicine is big business, right? They strategically planted that in there so that the poor neighborhoods that have a lot of African American people eat this fried chicken to cause high blood pressure, high cholesterol. This is a statistic you could research. High blood pressure, high. That's not a stereotype, but it leads in to say, wow, look at how the food industry got in and tied in with medicine to get these. Because I mean, in my experience, the health of like most of the black people I know, they're just like incredibly healthy people, and it could be just the strength of the DNA. I don't know, right?
No, bro, that's a deception, bro. Black people that's because we are poor eaters, and it's more systemic than we know. Yeah. It's become our history because of what we were limited to. You know what I mean? And so by nature, when your resources are limited, you make do with what you have. Right. And so if I can fry bacon in the morning, I can't go to the store and buy oil. So I'm gonna save the bacon fat and I'm gonna put it in my corn and I'm gonna put it in my meal because bread makes me full. And so it becomes this cultural influence that all I have is rice. So I'm gonna come up with a bunch of recipes that I'm gonna put peas over rice, I'm gonna put red beans over rice, I'm gonna put gumbo with my rice because rice is cheap and it makes me full. I don't have no money. So that's become our culture because of the limitations that we had for resources. We couldn't get high paying jobs. We weren't able to go into certain parts of the communities or the cities where we can have access to the more healthier options and things like that. So now, I mean, you do that for hundreds of years, then it becomes your identity. So it's not as much as a stereotype as some of the stuff we created for ourselves, but through attrition. You know what I'm saying? And man, most cases, if you're in a situation, man, where all you eat is fried food, man, and food that's high in starch and high in sugar, like Kool-Aid, man, it's just sugar water. I mean, think about it.
If you live in the hood, you can't even avoid it. I mean,
you can't avoid like ramen. Ramen, man, you really supposed to eat half the pack, right? But who eats half the pack around?
No one eats half the pack around.
No one, right? So the sodium level.
What are you gonna do? Save the packet? Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. You know my favorite thing is go look on the back of
the packet.
Pam, the spray Pam.
Yeah.
And look at how many servings are in that joint.
It's like 1 million, right?
It's like 10,000.
Bro, we using like 6 servings.
Yeah. You got 100 servings. And then what's even better about it is all the nutritional value on the back is all zeros.
Yeah, man.
You know they lying, bro. And that's embedded into our culture too, man. Where they're
like corn with no nutritional value whatsoever except carbs. You know
except carbs. There's no real value.
Which is why it's in every food that there is in the entire grocery store. You guys seen Food Inc?
It's a filler.
You ever seen Food Inc?
Nah,
if you haven't seen Food Inc, you should stop and go watch Food Inc. and make that the next thing that you watch. Okay. It's a documentary about the food industry, kind of what you're talking about, but minus the conspiracy. It's like a whole researched out documentary on how all the lanes in your grocery store, the common denominator to all of them is corn. Right, corn is in every food except for the meat aisle. The real food is in 2 aisles, right? It's like the meat wherever your meat aisle is, and then like your milk. Right? You have your dairy over here, right? And you got your meats and your delicatessen kind of stuff. Everything in between is fake.
Bro. The corn's in there too.
I know it's in there.
It's feeding the animals now. It's feeding to the animals. Yeah.
So it's like the entire thing, like soda is corn syrup, right?
Hey, first of all, we trying to go. What's going, man? We are like, what?
No, we have
to do one thing. No, we got to play Fly. You get to pick the song that we outro tonight with.
Well, it's got to be a Fly track. I mean,
I mean, man, y'all could. Now, I would tell y'all play that Fly Style Friday, Detroit, but they'll mute y'all today. I battled the Facebook feds all day, man.
We didn't get any Facebook problems today because we played ones that don't have. Well, yours would get it shut down, but
our intro usually gets us bagged, but I don't know if that's happening today. Hey, Epi, keep coming back, man. Good seeing you. Thank you for all your participation, and staying up with us and rocking with us. You know what I mean? Maybe next week we'll get you a link.
For real, anybody staying up with us crazy.
Yeah, man.
I know.
We all crazy fans.
We all crazy.
We love the support. I can't even find our stuff here. Where it's tiny. I got to get in that MC battle room and see what's going on with that. I told Professor Chalet, I said a lot of those aren't the kind of vibe I really want to be involved with. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, thank you, I'll check it out, but it might not be what I'm trying to find. Because I'm like, I don't really want to be in the cursing up a storm rooms, and I'm trying to shoot this guy and all that stuff.
Hey man, I love you guys, man. Listen, man, keep being an inspiration, man, and keep being official, man.
That's all we know.
You too.
Yeah, man. Just continue to be yourselves, just on a grander scale, man. The impact of the world would just grow exponentially. You don't have to do nothing different. You just need to be in front of more people, which is why you need that Bill Gates money.
We all roll. Look, I see what you did there.
No,
look, we all
Bill money. Bill, the other Bill.
Yeah, one of the Bills. Bill.
We all got an oar. Oh, we all got an oar. You know what I'm saying? In the water, it's like together we are something special, man. Individually we're great, but together we are just like a whole nother level of special. So
yeah, man. Man.
What are we running here?
We rolling out to, man.
We gotta put Fly on it, so
I cannot wait to perform Freedom Corner in front of the world, man. That's on my
Freedom Corner, free from the corner.
We making an official video, yo. That video gonna be official, bro.
We do have to do a video. We should plan on that video like next week.
Hey, this is hard, bro. I can't believe y'all. I'm like the wrong person to pick from this album. This is hard. I
think I would love to hear
that's
Fly Rules.
Baggage
Fly rules.
Claim.
Fly Rules.
Gravity. This is hard.
I asked Jay Cruz what's his favorite song today. He said Chandeliers.
I can't pick. Let's go with Chandelier.
Ooh, okay. Jay Cruz gets his wish. Here we go. Intro to outro. Peace, y'all.
Yeah. Lyric out. It's how we do, it's how we do. Yeah, it's how we do, it's how we
Pro is the soloist.
It's how we do, it's how we do. Y'all know the locale. It's how we do, it's how we do. Pro is that soloist known to go from assistant to associate. Started flowing with Quo cause the fit was so appropriate. Plus we got a show for them citizens, dope as opiates. Progressive programming, promoting artists, exposing them. Y'all Nickelodeon, rapping salty as sodium. We're Pro be giving our quotes for keynote in these auditoriums. My bars alone are Olympic gold at the podium. Now say that bar slower and notice we're Pro be showing ya the most provocative co-host, cooperative brother, father to motherhood, supportive of all our goddesses. The flow's positive, provoking these novices to go from pro bono to closing concerts and conferences, giving the audience everything that they ought to get. Autographs, automatic, in person, virtually holographs. There's no doubt until Gwen Stefani, no holler back. Sing it like chandeliers till we reappear like the Pontiac. Playboy. It's how we do, it's how we do. It's how we do, it's how we sing it like chandeliers. It's how we do, it's how we do. Chandeliers out the milk, it's how we do. Chandeliers crystallize. Yeah, reminiscing on these memories. Benediction while I am presently switching on all of my enemies. Kill that, they have my melodies. It's real rap around parentheses. Chill back, switch these energies. Rems lap, learning chemistry. Watch your imagery, a new path. Grown men defending family. Boom back, we marching heavily. The canvas on some simile, like canvas late for Timothy. The candles lit, so when the lights quick, we shining definitely. Chills in every breath of me. I play your body symphony. Check the crowd, walk your destiny. Twice the man I meant to be. Every bar a centerpiece. Pick it off the lemon tree. Authentically involved with my identity. That's why you ate the fruit. Pro said I'm the truth. That's a doctor dropping signs, so you know the math compute. The magician laid my foundation, built me out the booth, raised the roof. Cathedral ceilings in my feelings, chandeliers after millions. Lyrical engineers, architect appealing. Amazed by the children, affected by the flow that I've been given. Selected by the poles, facts and opinions. Measure what you stole, unload, you forgiven. The shades drawn, stop banking on a wish. Escape the hustle that was carrots on a fist. It's lettuce on a plate, rent paid at the date. 401k, 6'5", the escape. The safe net ain't a tape deck. It's what you doing on your break. When you laying in your room and permanently contemplate. Or throw your finger up and live the life you trying to make.
It's how we do, it's how we do. It's how we do, it's how we do. It's how we do, it's how we do.
Chandeliers after news.
How we do. Chandeliers.